Hey, the stream is coming on up. Just give me a moment to send out a bit of notification on Twitch, or not Twitch, on a Discord channel for related to Coh1 Replays. And just give me one moment as I make sure all the streams setting it up. It's going to be maybe an all-day thing, so I want to make sure everything's sorted out correctly now. Now YouTube is up, I can perhaps get the live stream information as well, update the thumbnail. So thumbnails up to date. Called get a linked. Give me the link. Now just send them. I don't know if I'm in trouble with it. Get a shareable link. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that's not a big spam message. Relatively large on this Discord channel. Now let me make sure my stream's up and going. YouTube appears to be up and going. Let's make sure Rumble's up and going. Yes, it's going as well. Which seems like it's going up as well. Let me check my other computer, make sure everything's going up over there. There we go. I believe everything is set on up properly. Adjustment on my stream over here. I'm just going to disable the preview on OBS. That does help out some frame rate issues and bitrate issues. I think everything is good to go. I can pull. Nope. If there's somebody adds me at Discord, I just need to make sure to look for the red one on the notification. I think everything is good to go, though I'm probably going to that will probably bite me in the butt and jinx me about that. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a large stockpile of replays, as I mentioned earlier, and this may take all day, may not, and hopefully people be a bit more interactive with the stream and sends me replays in the during the day. Ideally, I want to end around, right now, for me, it's currently 8:38 a.m. Ideally, I want to finish around 8 p.m. Let's try go for a full 12-hour stream. I've done it for, what's it called? Solaris, but that's me being focused, focusing something in front of me, and not relying a whole bunch of extra people. But let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Coh1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Wehrmacht player, we have War Machine. Spawn on the north side as the British forces with DMNSK 54. Or 54. If I'm saying all the other letters, I should probably say out individual numbers rather than saying 54. Or it could be Dimsk 54 or Dimsk 54. That's my best way of trying to pronounce that in one word.
Was wünschen Sie? What do you want?
Pioneers like getting the Wehrmacht quarters now.
Jawohl, Mynheer.
No, it's going for 4 Pioneer opener? Okay, this is going to be something a little bit different. Usually you see 2 to 3 Pioneers, so the 4th Pioneer is a little bit interesting. Don't tell me it's more. Pioneers, what, 120, 130 manpower? Okay, he is going for more pioneers. Okay, there's 5 pioneers. I think he's skipping Wehrmacht quarters, so who knows what's going to happen. 2 infantry sections now. Actually, it does make a bit of sense he's going for a lot of pioneers. Same way you see usually multiple Captain Grads when fighting against Brits. Brits are a little bit slow in grabbing a whole lot of field control. They can secure it, but in initial capturing game, they're a little bit slow. So these pioneers will net him pretty much most of the map.
Pioneer team ready.
Are they ready? Are they truly ready for what's going to happen? Because it's 5 pioneers, and it's currently 10 pioneer models, and there's also 10 infantry section models on the field and 1 lieutenant. So they are technically outnumbered, but not really.
Supply lines
Howdy.
are broken. We have territory cut off from supply. Pioneers here.
Fuel being captured up, this fuel point being captured up as well, munitions point being captured up, and this one being captured up as well. Like I said beforehand, he's going to capture half the map before the Brits are able to secure us territory. Speaking of which, let's switch with the Brit. Because the Brit has a higher degree of variability in openers, in which this one is a bit more passive.
Outfits ready for action.
Pioneers are falling back. Let's go back to the Wehrmacht player. I think we may see not the assault phase, or the Kriegsberg. I forget actually. Okay, no, it's early in the morning. I'm drawing a blank of what that battle phase is. Assault phase is for the Sturm Armory. Escalation phase? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that phase right now. Oh, it's a great way to start the day with a stream.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Century point has been captured, and the truck has not been packed on up. He's gone for 3 intersections, no Bren carrier, which is actually perfect. I think maybe not perfect for the Wehrmacht player. Got the Kriegsberg now deployed now. Will we go for a Grenadier?
We have captured a fuel supply.
That's a munition supply, right? Not fuel. First Grenadier being deployed on out. Going for Grenadiers rather than Volksgrenadiers does also make it so you tend to have less casualties capable to be recovered if you go for a casualty, the medic bunker.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Pioneers being deployed on out. We got both of these models firing away, getting some good damage there. Let's switch over the Brits. We may see a half track. This is usually a build order. We see the half track. I think he has enough resources for a half track. Well, I guess I have to wait and find out. You got the Brits now going for his infantry support truck, which he has not even packed up his HQ just yet. So that's quite interesting. He's trying to go gather up as much resources by capturing in order to get out that quick infantry support truck. He may eye to set up on a field point to get out early Stewart. And there's good damage on the intersection there, and gets forced back thanks to the reinforcing Grenadiers. And the Bird player is doing a good job of capturing multiple sectors. Since he went for a lot of intersections, he's doing a good job of capturing them up. Only 1 scope rifle squad, and the lieutenant is on the field after the munitions point. He's using that for capturing up as well. We got a single pan truck here. The Grenadiers went for a quick pan truck, likely expecting a Bren carrier, which is simply not the case.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
The Wehrmacht player, oh, nice landmine there. And we got a quick observation post over here. The Wehrmacht player is playing this game like he's expecting his opponent to go for Bren carriers and Stewarts and other various common strategies. This has simply not been the case. So the Wehrmacht strategy is a little bit not that great. And do got this landmine here. It does get spotted by this scope rifle squad. That one model is close enough to spot it. Getting some damage there, and now we do have the half track out in the field. Does detonate the landmine there, about blowing up himself up. And just literally a single Pioneer inside of the half track right there. Got more landmines being built, very nice, so we'll likely not see a flame half-track. I don't think I've ever seen a flame half-track in multiplayer. And usually this type of build opener is probably the best time to try to go for a flame half-track.
Our supply lines
There's
have
Pioneer.
territory out of supply.
And of course he spent his munitions on a lot of landmines and also the Panzer track. One Grenadier so far, another Grenadier being deployed on out. What is the Brit going for? Does this get suppressed by the infantry half-track? The infantry half-track has plenty of health, has good armor. It's not a 222 or 221 or 223. 251. He does manage to crawl into that garrison. It's currently still pinned down, so he's not going to fire until it gets recovered from the suppression. Lieutenant is going to be chasing down a squad here. Scope Rifle Squad does not have any medics here to heal himself up. Field support truck getting out the captain. What is a Stewart? Get the exact amount. It's like it's 70 fuel, correct? No, that's computers too. And does bring up another Pioneer squad to repair up the half-track. Very nice. And this rifle and the squad does not have an officer, nor is a sector in territory. And I think he actually decaptured the sector as well. I think the Brit may have fully captured up, and since the Pioneers decaptured it, that allowed him to prevent any sort of rush down of the half-track. Grenadiers are throwing out a grenade, filling their role as... Oh! Okay, that was on top of the building, not on the far side of the building. And he's got the territory back in supply, because he needs this observation post there. Build off... Oh, he lost the lieutenant as well?
We have a victory point under attack.
Was it a... No, there was a landmine. The lieutenant was in this region, was he?
Under attack.
Was it the Grenadiers? I wonder if he hit a landmine. We got some sappers been put out, and I see fuel consumed. There's a Stewart. Oh! Canister rounds are nasty. And that squad was very, very spread out, so he got really lucky with that canister round getting a full squad wipe like that. Probably there was a panic on the build queue, and likely was refunded. Good hits there on the half-track. So the Stewards is so far going quite reasonably well, and getting that canister round a full wipe there has been critical. Damage engine there, so that half-track is good as dead. Act 38 is pushing his way forward. Grenadiers of Panther Track advancing. And the Stewart does rotate his fire to the Panther Track squad. He's not going to take time to finish off the half-track. Scope Rifle squad in this area, but severely wounded. Does use the medical supplies there. Getting into the second Panther Track there, trying to deal with that Stewart as fast as he can. He has to rely on this single Grenadier for this. Efficiency gained. That one on the Volks Grenadiers. And only that Volks Grenadier squad. The Wehrmacht player has quite a bit of fuel stored up. He's going for the next phase now, maybe eyeing for some Stugs. Panther Track does connect, so does the Pack 38. Pack 38 should fire another shot. It takes out the Stewart there. Killing that Stewart is quite important. They got another Stewart advancing. This Volks Grenadier is almost full health. I can see the aura effect still activated. Does receive a Piet fire, but that's not critical. The half-track is almost fully repaired. Its damage engine is gone at least. So it does, of course, it's going to take out the observation post. That is quite important, though it is our sector as well, so it's currently not providing any sort of income.
We are losing ground.
And now the Sappers, Piet squad is following them back. We do have some more shots observation posts. Observation posts will go down. Panther Tracks are eyeing to respond, though I saw the previous canister round. Half-track guns down the captain right there. And this intersection should be forced back. This intersection is falling back as well. Observation post does go down. Where is that Grenadier? Grenadier's inside of here. The half-track does force back that intersection there. Sector is captured by owls, out of territory, out of supply. The battle phase, assault battle phase has been completed. No Pioneers back here. He may be going straight for the Panzer Command, skipping the Sturm Armory. Yeah, he's going to go straight for some medium tanks. And also wouldn't be half bad versus Stewart either. Got a single Panzer being built as well, or queued. He's quite spread out there. Does fire a random shot there. He's largely getting a lot of misses there on the Grenadier. Does charge forward. Oh, that's going to be a canister round. Oh, retreat, retreat, retreat. Canister rounds coming in.
They have lost a unit. They are attacking secure.
I hate it when I'm right like that. That's just nasty. Canister rounds are nasty. I can't blame him for not using it. Hand strikes are also quite effective. Does get a good hit there on the Stuart. He will retreat back. Panzer Command will soon be available. Let's switch back to the Brits. We got the Armor Command truck. He needs to get out of Cromwell or Firefly relatively soon. But that's with our caster vision. He may not... Oh, if he's going to get that out, he's probably going to go straight for our vehicle, but he doesn't have a whole lot of fuel. He needs to set that up on a fuel point and get some increased fuel. The infantry support truck is actually fully destroyed. He doesn't have it out on the field. I didn't realize that infantry support truck actually went down. Field support truck.
Yes, sir.
He still has a Piet squad, so he can repair up that Stuart. But losing that field support truck is a bit of a problem, because primarily... Oh, good fight there. Because not just because he can lack of deploying stuff, he won't have any more sappers in the future, nor any repair sappers for overhealing. But he also lacks the ability to lock down the sector to get increased fuel income. Because if he's going for Armor Command truck, he needs a lot of fuel. He only has 44 fuel. He can get out Cromwell shortly, maybe a Staghound, depending on what he has available. That's still not a lot. He's soon going to be facing against full... Probably Panzer IVs or Ostwinds. I don't want to see a Panther. I want to see a Panzer IV or Ostwind at this moment in time. And there is an Ostwind build queue. Very nice. Hopefully get some Panzer Veteran C as well. He may go for more tanks. More tanks probably be a bit better than Veteran C. Half-track is not garrisoned, so it doesn't have its pinto mounts, or coaxials, or whatever you want to call the back of the half-track. Coaxials meant to go on a turret, so it's not that. Not really hull mount, it's put above, so it's probably, the proper term is pinto mount. But that's very, very fast Ostwind. 13 minutes in, Ostwind. This could be quite deadly. Grenade thrown onto the scope rifle squad. And that was a good grenade. 4 kills there. Not as good as a canister round, but still. Ostwind's advancing. He needs to hit that. He should have threw the grenade on the Piet squad. That's the only thing that poses a threat to the Ostwind. Since he knew the Ostwind's advancing, getting a Panzerfaust on the Ostwind would have been quite good. And the Piet squad does fire Piet, rolls a big miss. Intersection does fall back. This squad is quite wounded, so even if he sticks around to fire Piets against the Ostwind, it's not going to go well. And now a regular Panzer IV is being deployed on out. Staghound's deployed out. Hopefully he's doing that to get out of Firefly. Half-track looks like garrisoned up, does fire a burst there. Piet squad's forcing him back. Ostwind needs to make some aggression. Because it's sitting around doing nothing, it's not really... this is a momentum swing. If it's not doing anything, it's not providing momentum. Panzer IV is out in the field, which would be more than enough to deal with the Stuart and the Staghound, probably at the same time. And now we got Vet 1 tanks being deployed on out. Very nice. Let's switch back to the Brit. Kangaroo? As much as I like to see the Kangaroo, and I'm happy to see the unusual units, he's going to need to load the Piets in the back of it.
Down to 200 points.
Kangaroo has not deployed on the field. It is the Ram chassis, the Canadian Ram chassis, without a turret, barring the machine gun turret. Panzer IV has been spotted out as well. Maybe going for the Kangaroo was a bad idea. As much as I like to say I want to see it. Glider's available, which can deploy, of course, with the Commandos. Finds a landmine there. Very nice. speaking about glider, fresh commando squad here. I don't think it's been spotted just yet. When he captures the point, it's probably will spot the commandos. They do have commando doctrine selected. The Wehrmacht player, as far as I can tell, has not selected doctrine, and knows now he doesn't really have to worry about 25 pounders, at least a long range 25 pounder, so he doesn't have to go for a doctrine for artillery, an off-map artillery barrage. He could go for blitzkrieg. At this point in time, with all the vehicles he's going to be pulling out and the veterans he's pulling once again, going for the Tiger line, as much as I say go for the blitzkrieg line, but the Tiger line at this point in time would be probably better. That's forward. Also, when both deployed on out. Pioneers, letting the Pioneers find, quote-unquote, the demolition charge. Let them detonate it. Would be fine. Does spot it right there. And also, it's not targeting it. Losing a Pioneer to that is not a bad thing. Probably be a good idea. It's better to lose a Pioneer than something else much more expensive, such as a Grenadier. Speaking about this Grenadier, does actually escape from the battlefield. That's his only Grenadier on the field right now. Kangaroo has been loaded up by the, looks like 2 squads, the intersection squad, and it looks like a SAP pod, the Piet squad. Let's switch back to the Brit. Except the Pioneer as well. You have to load up with the intersection and Piet. It has 6 mounted slots. They do have directional fire, but generally 3 to 4 is firing at all times. So, and if I remember correctly as well, the Sappers had the same guns, same DPS per model as the regular intersection. So loading up a Sap in the back of a Kangaroo is not half bad. And actually, quite a bit too many guys in the back of that now. Loading up the Sapper there alone is not bad. And I'm always curious as well, how does loading up a commando squad in the back of it with a Panzerschreck now? Because they do provoke close range damage, and that should be able to get them to close range no problem. Also in Panzer IV here, it looks like he's efficiency 2, since we see the Penta mount. And plus, if I click on it, I see the 2 little nubs there. Command points are heavily in favor of the Wehrmacht player. He has 2 less than 500, and the Brits down to 4 less 100 now. Staghound, Kangaroos, and Stuart's advancing. He needs to dismount the intersection so they let the anti-tank weapons fire away. Perhaps use them to hit that. Half-track goes down, not a big surprise there. Pack 3, Reliant shot in. Another commando glider has been deployed out. The commando glider does go down there. Staghound goes down. Kangaroo civilian winning Panzer IV has plenty of health remaining. Kangaroo does go down there. And the Osman's receiving quite a bit of fire there. Commando's about ready to go down. Picks up a Panzerschreck there, retreats on back. Both Commandos has a Panzerschreck and retreating back there. Stuart does go down there. And the Osman does go down as well. Panzer IV needs to start focusing down that Sapper squad. Does take out the infantry section there now. And now the Sapper is falling in back. Massive losses for the Brits. He still has 2 Commandos with Panzerschreck. That is still quite powerful. Getting them loaded up in Kangaroos wouldn't be half bad, but not the greatest either. This intersection should be upgraded with scope rifles and have them go around capture points while the Commandos go in and assault.
Provided frontline troops with radio triangulation equipment.
Radio triangulation can be deployed now.
Suppressive fire!
And now we've got Stormtroopers, so he has gone for Blitzkrieg. And let's see how far he went down that line. He went down Manpower Blitz and now going to Tiger Line. In this particular case, as much as I love Manpower, actually no. The amount of fuel he has, the Manpower Blitz will net him more vehicles. He sees the Kangaroos as well, so maybe a good idea to go for Mass Panzer IV. And STG squads are being deployed as well. He doesn't need anti-vehicle, he needs anti-infantry, so the command Stormtrooper with the STGs is actually a really good item. What will he deploy out now? I'm actually hoping for Panzer IVs. I believe Panzer IVs in this situation is the good. Howdy. I just saw your message right there.
Sturmtruppen here.
And there is a Panther in the build queue. I do disagree with that. You don't need a Panther to take on Kangaroos. Panzer IVs will provide good mixed combat support. No medic station either. How much munitions does the Brit has? Quite a bit. You can spend munitions on medics. gets a casualty clearing station to get this commandos topped off in health. They are assault infantry squad. In Company Heroes 2, at least, I know for sure that if your assault infantry squads as shock troops or assault grenadiers are wounded, they don't perform all too well. Going for a demolition charge there, very nice. A kangaroo mounted with a commando of a Panstrike would be quite good. Oh, finds that landmine we saw planted in the beginning of the game. Stormtroopers are now engaging. They could use a bit more veterancy and more men and retreats back. Does boil the Panther there. Let's skip the British player selected for the time being, since he has radio intercept available. So now we can see what the Brits deploying out, or at least the not Brit, Wehrmacht players deploying out, as well as the Brits action. Panther, of course, is veterancy 2. Nothing being queued there, nothing being queued here. And this one-man intersection that's a sneeze away from death is still alive. Looks like he went ahead and salvaged the carcass of the glider. Very nice. Does throw out the military charge there. One wrong shot could detonate it. It does capture the fuel point there as well. Good at there.
Assaulting one of our victory points.
Staghound. I'm not sure. This is a fresh Staghound. I'm pretty sure the previous one did go down there.
Our labs have received their decoy smoke.
Now do got, of course, the decoy barrage and the 25-pounder barrage. He has enough munitions for 2 actual barrages. And, of course, decoy barrage is free. So he has infinite amount of those remaining.
Sappers ready to move.
He does get another infantry support truck there. Deploy a munitions point there. Very nice. Is it affected? Oh, it has damage engine there. It's glowing like it's affected by some sort of aura effect. Good hit there. We do have the Panzer IV still alive. Panther getting repaired up. We do, of course, have this repair bunker. Right now, the Brits doing a good job of maintaining VP control, while the Wehrmacht player is just not doing it all too well. And he still has demolition charges on... Nope, this one looks like it's got cleaned up, or has been detonated. I see some raiders there.
Reporting a sector is under attack.
Who's going to be loading the P in the back of the kangaroo? He is low on manpower as well.
NCO's reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Good hits there.
Jerry's pushed through our lines and is trying to take a victory point.
Does spot both these Pack 38s. He really does not need to deploy out a Panther with 2 Pack 38s. It's not at this... Oh, land artillery barrage somewhere. Up here. Nails the stormtroopers, and there goes the stormtroopers. That is a nice little pick there. Commandos are charging as well, and this machine gun bunker, of course, faces the wrong direction, so he will get some Panstrike shots on this infrastructure. He got the Camp Graf Center, wouldn't be half bad. He's going to veteran C there, and he got his Vet 3 vehicles. Now it's a good time to get out of Vet 3 Tiger Panzer. Commandos are quite wounded there. Seems some good hits there from the Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are likely to get some STGs relatively soon, but they do fall back. Something pulled out there. Let's quick look. Another Panzer IV, very good. Kangaroo load up with Piets. Nothing wrong with the Armor HQ. Does use a smoke grenade there to get behind the lines. Stormtroopers, are they being upgraded with STGs? Nope, just reinforced. They could use some medical crates right there now. Going for the demolition charge. Now's a good time for the Stormtroopers attack. They have plenty of bolt action rifle fire, so... And now 2 commandos are streaming on forward. Panzer IV coming to spawn as well. Vet 3 Panzer IVs, he's soon to be fighting 2 of them. In the bunker will be nice, but not critical. Also, the Pantrix could have took it out, given enough time. Panzer IV gets a deadly hit right there. Detonates that bunker. Staghound trying to get some rear armor hits down the Panzer IV is not going to go well, but the Piets find some good hits there. Other Panzer IVs moving this way forward. This needs to back off. They do hit the same Panzer IV as well. Good hits there onto the Kangaroo, however. This other Panzer IV, yep, it's going to stay there fight now. He has to roll some misses and hit on the other one. Spreading out the fire. There goes the Kangaroo. This actually was 2 squads of sappers in the back. And of course, without that bunker, well, that bunker's facing the wrong way. Takes out the Kampfgruppe Center, so he won't get any veteran infantry. But does fall back there. Does a repair bunker here. And there's the Panther. I was wondering where that went. He will have a significant amount of reversals of that 3 Panther. AT guns do get overran, but all he needs to do is not make sure that the commandos doesn't capture them. Hitting them, and he actually loaded up an MG42 inside the bunker. That will provide him 360 coverage, and that suppresses the commandos. As long as he makes sure that he should destroy the PaK-38s. They're more of a liability than a help at this point in time. Because whatever Kangaroo's going to employ out is going to be hunting down Panzer IVs, not trying to engage the infantry. We got a nice squad of Knights Crossholders here. A little bit of disagreement right there. I didn't go for Storm. I would like to see Stormtroopers over Knights Crossholders, but Knights Crossholders are much more durable, that's for sure. And it won't have any veterans anytime soon. He will need to rebuild the Kampfgruppe Center. But that's more of a principle thing of Stormtroopers versus Knights Crossholders. Stormtroopers is awful camouflage, which can be very, very useful. Rose missed it there. Stack counts as engine damage. Panther is advancing. Rolls a miss.
We have lost.
Heard a lost a unit. Must have been demolition charge. He does not have any pioneers there. Looks like whatever it was trying to capture this point. He will need to get out some more pioneers. None on the build queue. He does have enough for a couple. He may be eyeing just to use that single repair bunker, but that's still not enough repairs in my opinion. If there was 2 or 3 repair bunkers there, sure, that would make sense. But pioneers are also cheap enough to help for, like, recapture all these other sectors. Be able to be out everywhere. Another Panzer IV being built. Got a wave of Panzer IVs. And right now, the Wehrmacht player just needs to focus on the VP game. His opponent doesn't have a lot of VPs. The longer waits, the more time the Brit can get back in the game and actually win the game.
Jerry's cut forward supply lines.
Fresh Kangaroo. Now he knows also to keep this Panzer IVs grouped up so they don't get rushed down by a single Kangaroo.
Forward supply lines are broken.
He does spot the munitions cache there. Getting the munition caches destroyed would be quite useful to help prevent the manpower blitz. And now a third Panzer IV has been deployed on out. Do we see any pioneers in the build queue? See a grenadier. I would say pioneer. Coh1 Rifle Squad is severely wounded. He has not deployed a casualty clearing station there from medics. This intersection will potentially escape on out. Doesn't receive any hits there. And there's no demolition charges here. Does spot the demolition charge here. Having trouble, maybe force find the ground rather than trying to use attack order. Whereas right now they're raining him far behind. Attack ground may be a bit better. Can I click on the demolition charge? I don't think I can click on it and see how much health it has remaining. Staghound is advancing, does receive hit there by the Panzer IV. Now we've got the Piets 2 Kangaroos now advancing. This Panzer IV needs to hit the Kangaroos. The Staghound doesn't provide enough damage output to warrant their ire. Good misses there on the Panzer IVs. Good hits there onto the Kangaroos. Need to focus them down. Panther's coming to respond as well. Rear armor hits there onto this Panzer IV. Very nice. He's trying to go for a base race situation. Taking out both these kangaroos. Good allow the Panzer IVs to advance forward. Gains 2 damage on the infrastructure now. It will take quite a bit of time there, and the Panther and Panzer IV should be able to clean this all up. And now we've got the other Pack 38s and Panzer IV. Keep the Pack 38s in defense of the base at this one time may be a good idea. Good damage on the infrastructure, but one Pioneer can repair it up. Kriegsberg may go down. Minor loss there. Wehrmacht quarters actually was built for that MG42. Pack 38 lining up shot onto this kangaroo now. This Panzer IV has not been properly microed over here. And that one does get manga destroyed. And that kangaroo does go down. The other kangaroo will go down. Does get dismounted there and needs to do a full retreat, getting suppressed. Stat count does go down as well. These forces are getting quite bunched up. May get the Kriegsberg there off 25-pounder barrage running on it, but will pick up Panzer Command. Does throw a grenade there, getting a decent stun grenade there from the stormtroopers. And now maybe a good idea for this all this medium armor to run them down. If I look over here, all the Panzer IVs are quite healthy, and the Panther as well. Now is time to rush them down. If your opponent's attacking like that, do the same. Just when he gets his force cleaned on up. And the right headquarters still has plenty of health. You will need to get out another Panzer Command, that's for sure. These Panzer IVs will get some great damage right there. Leaving that one there is a good idea. Panther and other Panzer IVs are advancing. Panther is slowly advancing. Could take time to capture this VP. So there's a demolition charge as he spotted earlier. And decides not to enter the base. There's a lot of anti-tank vehicle weapons there, that's for sure. Repair bunker still up. And decides to just back out of the base, which is definitely the safe option. But I probably would have gone a bit more aggressive myself. Does spot another demolition charge there. Though he may not realize his demolition charge. Those are regular repair pioneers, not a pioneer squad. And he may not realize it's right there just yet. Those demolition charges are oh so annoying sometimes. As you can see here, you have trouble clicking on them. Yield support truck may go down. Let's switch back to the Brits. He's low on manpower, plenty of munitions, and only has one sapper squad, so losing this is actually relatively important.
We have a
Fresh stat count.
under attack.
And your support truck does go down.
RAF will be providing us HQ glider support.
HQ glider can be deployed on out. Stormtroopers does spot this. Panzer IV is coming to respond to it. This one is getting repaired up by the bunker, but has plenty of health at the moment.
We're losing a munition set.
And you could activate this demolition charge. It's about to go for mass. Oh, Stu. Stu's not bad. Those who stand those Panzer shots. He, of course, doesn't have access to his Panzer Command there. The Wehrmacht Corps is deploying out something. MG42, that can be decent. Perhaps on his own HQ. That will help prevent the infantry from rushing in force. Whole squad right there, very nice. He does get one demolition charge. And the Commando's not falling back. And the Pioneers should take time to repair that up. And throwing the MG42 inside the garrison, I actually agree with. Because Commandos there could have been locked down by a single MG42. Does wipe out that Commando squad as well. It's not looking for the good of the brick player at the moment. I think he spent a bit too much on those kangaroos. Should have gotten a firing line of fireflies potentially, but against this amount of armor, it can't be a bit hard. Because this is a lot of Panzer IVs. Let's take a look at the amount of kills. Panther has 6 infantry kills. This Panzer IV has 25. 2 light vehicles, 1 tank, 11 infantry kills, 1 vehicle kill, and the Brit has backed out of the game. And 9 kills, 1 and 2, and 1. By the way, good game by both sides. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Want to click of the YouTube stream, make sure nobody's sent me a tip. It's fine. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Coh1 Replay. Spawn on the south side as the US player of Death Machine. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht player of Techno. You got a barracks, not big surprise. Backwards R. And also got a 3 Pioneer opener, and the Pioneers are going straight forward. Nope, there's a Wehrmacht quarter, so 3 Pioneers and pops into a Volksgrenadier, if not MG42. Could be for a motorcycle. We got immediately into a Jeep. Wehrmacht quarters will be built shortly. Munitions point will be captured shortly. However, won't be in supply immediately. Wire going down, very nice, trying to deny that heavy cover, and a Jeep has been deployed. Does get some good hits there on the Pioneer. Pioneers will go in and get inside the garrison. Gets a couple penetrating bullets there. Over here, Pioneers capture the left flank. Got some more wire being deployed. Engineers capture the 2 munitions point as well. We've got the sandbags, then the fuel point. More sandbags in the fuel point. Actually, no, not capture that fuel point there. Trying to go for our landmine, I think. Just fall back immediately. Fresh rifleman squad deployed out on the field. And you got a Schimwagen now deployed out as well. Oh, they'll find their contact. Schimwagen will get some good damage there onto the Pioneers. And the point is captured on up. Jeep is advancing. Pioneers or engineers being pursued, and I just get out of line of sight. Does spot the fresh Volksgrenadiers, so 1 rifleman versus 1 Volksgrenadiers. Another rifleman squad being deployed on out, and this VP is being captured up. Will give the Wehrmacht player an early lead on the VPs.
Enemy unit down.
Oh, looks like he quickly wiped out that Pioneer squad. Pioneers, of course, not like the most durable of units. Fresh rifleman has been pulled on out. Volksgrenadiers laying down some sandbags ready to engage the rifleman. One of the bullets did hit the sandbags there, almost destroyed it. Now he does have access to a bit of heavy cover there. The Jeep does receive some automatic weapons fired, but the Pioneers are in open ground on a road, so they will be quickly gunned down there. Volksgrenadiers come to respond. And does force back the Jeep right there. The Schimwagen could pursue, but the Schimwagen is quite wounded himself. Riflemen are behind that vehicle, and we've got this rifleman squad getting inside this garrison, while this cutoff point being captured by the Pioneers. Jeep's going to be responding to that. It's right now decaptured, so all he needs is to cut off this munitions point, but this fuel point has not been claimed by either player. Rifleman engaging out. There's only 1 window on this side, well, there's 2 windows on this side, so he's able to get 3 windows firing, and I think maybe a bit more on this side as well, but it looks like not. Flamers advancing, gains some good damage there on those pioneers, riflemen. And Shrimvagen's getting some damage onto it as well. Flamer squad does fall back, rifleman still being hit. I thought I saw, yeah, there's a landmine right there.
Building complete. Recon ready.
Jeep is advancing, and MG42 has been deployed on the field. Rifleman seeing quite a bit of hits right there. MG42 will get flanked by the Jeep. Shrimvagen can try to dissuade them, but it will take a bit of time. Defense crews also gain some damage there onto the Jeep as well, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Volksgrenadiers are advancing well. Flamers try to set the Jeep on fire as well. And sticky bombs have been researched. Relatively early sticky bombs. If he really wants the Shrimvagen dead, that would make the Shrimvagen very dead. The Rifleman squad does fall back, oh so wounded. Flamer Pioneers getting some great bursts into that garrison. That Rifleman squad may get fully wiped. He is not getting out of there in a timely manner.
Just tell us what you need us to do.
And the Rifleman squad will actually escape on out of there. I thought it was going to get wiped.
Ready to roll.
Jeep right here. We'll find another squad of Volksgrenadier. It did its job actually as a recon vehicle right there. It spotted what came out and will fall back. It actually did its job of reconnaissance. MG42, however, finds a landmine. The landmine did its job as well.
Sector being captured.
Support weapon center being deployed on out. Fresh US sniper being deployed. The Shrimvagen's still alive, so the Shrimvagen can pursue that sniper. And the Shrimvagen's currently at full health as well. Engineers do deploy out Minesweeper, not a Flamer. It does get one of the rifleman models immediately. Very nice.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Jeep is ready.
Jeep's a little bit wounded. Rifleman squad trying to engage these forces. And the Rifleman squad is going to be forced back. Largely thinks that Flamer Pioneer. They're quite wounded there, but Wehrmacht's US sniper does actually get a good hit there on the engineer or Pioneer. The sniper could get rushed down. There are her landmine detonations somewhere. And the Shrimvagen's maintaining his distance there. Not want to run forward and find a sniper. Another Flamer Pioneer gets forced back, thinks that sniper. And the cutoff point is going to be tried to be cut off. However, he has a sector secure, so that's not actually a cutoff point.
Krauts have cut forward supply lines.
Volksgrenadier does receive a nice hit there. And we do got MP40 folks. I do love some MP40 folks. US snipers just have a bit of a shooting gallery in front of them. Volksgrenadier squad does fall back, but they won't be able to stick around for much longer. They're quite wounded, and they will receive sniper fire relatively shortly. The riflemen try to bring it back towards this sniper, but they do fall back instead.
Reporting construction complete.
Does deploy a landmine there. It may have been spotted. Wehrmacht sniper has revealed himself. And the engineer squad may go down trying to capture that point. Not paying attention. Does get wiped out there. There's also a Wehrmacht landmine there as well. Pioneers are receiving quite a bit of fire right there. Or engineers are receiving quite a bit of literal fire. Jeep advancing, trying to hunt down the Wehrmacht sniper. It was unsuccessful. We may see a Panzerfaust from the Volksgrenadiers. Jeep is quite wounded there. Does see some fire from the defense crews. Shrimvagen should be able to hunt down the Jeep, no problem. But just needs to rotate itself around. Both of them are just have their backs to each other. What is this? Some sort of take 5 paces and draw? Our riflemen are advancing and will... Remember, the US player has gotten sticky bombs. He's going forward for a sticky bomb right there. Flame Engineer is trying to displace that garrison. Volkswagen, I think, has received a sniper bullet. US sniper right there, 6 kills. Deep right there, firing away against the Volkswagen. Schimwagen is advancing. Rifleman still in the region as well. And the Flamer Engineer does lose a model there. Riflemen are just soft trading away, trying to get back to this heavy cover there. Jeep does some rounds there. Riflemen do see some Flamer bursts there. MP40s are advancing. And this rifleman squad will likely get wiped out. No, maybe. Sniper falls back, does not get the shot there on the Pioneers. Rifleman squad will actually get out of there. Rifleman squad's falling on back.
A fuel point is being seized.
We got the Triage Center being employed on out. And Kampfkraft Center is going on down as well. I think that's a battle phase. Let's see what battle phase it is. I don't know why I thought so. That's the assault phase. So he's going... We'll have technology to bring up the Sturm Armory soon. Engineers are seeing quite a bit of fire there. Deep will force back the Schimwagen. Two US snipers right there force back the MP40 Volks. Schimwagen needs to stay alive. That one US sniper is quite wounded. He could fall back to get some blood transfusions there.
Incoming gunfire.
The enemy advances.
Pay attention.
Another squad of MP40 Volks. I do like seeing the MP40 Volks, but maybe it's a good idea for either player to get out a medic station. Sturmari has been holding out. I have a feeling we're going to see a 2-3-4. Jeep advancing. May receive a Panzerfaust there. This may be a good time to fire a Panzerfaust. Getting some great damage on the Jeep there with the MP40 Volks upgrade. And Panzerfaust is now being fired. At this point in time, it gets out of control before even the Panzerfaust gets fired. Panzerfaust actually never was fired there. Flamers and MP40 Volks forced back to that rifleman squad, receiving too much fire. The Wehrmacht sniper.
Sniper is ready. Safety's off.
No vacancy. 234 armored car. And MP40 squad is advancing. And MP42 does not get suppression off there. Could help inside the garrison. That wouldn't be half bad for that squad, other than the snipers, of course. And the rifleman squad does get suppressed there. Wehrmacht sniper rolls a miss since it was hitting a retreating squad, or trying to hit a retreating squad. Rifleman will find that landmine there, and did not chain react to the other landmine nearby. 234 armored car has been flooded out. Ooh. Doesn't get the kill there on that Pioneer. Threw around, I think, into the Schimwagen. Supply yard being deployed on out.
Squad reinforced. Taking fire.
Not sure he's going for any additional technologies at the moment. 234 is going to advance.
Ready.
Not Volkswagen there. Snipers does receive some good health. Not fully healed at the moment.
Out there.
No, I can't read foreign, so I'm not sure what he's saying. Schimwagen advancing with its rear exposed. 234 is getting some nice skirmishing damage. Nothing too critical at the moment. US snipers are over here, and we do have a rifleman squad going in deep. Of course, we do know about the sticky bomb research. MP40s are getting hit quite significantly, but the 234 and the MP40 Volks should be able to force back this rifleman squad. Potentially a wipe here as well. They focus down the 2-man squad, but does not have angle. They're falling back, trying to keep away from that 2-3-4. This point is trying to be T captured there, but as long as the central point has still up, it's not cutting off anything. Flamer squad getting some good damage in. And sniper does find a hit there, and the other sniper
Enemy unit down.
finishes off the Flamer Pioneer.
Roger.
Got hostiles in the compound. Base is under attack.
3-3-4 and Schimwagen advancing. No motor. Oh, there's a tank depot. We may see a Sherman tank. He has enough fuel for a Sherman tank. We could see a Hellcat because it's or M10. That's usually what people mostly go for. People hardly ever go for Sherman tanks.
New recruits in. We're back to
Enemy unit down.
Oh, does wipe out whatever is right there. There's 2 snipe. No, that's the US player. And we do see an M10 deployed on the field. He's out of Pioneers at the moment, so we will need to rebuild a Pioneer squad. And there's no repair bunker either.
Puma, taking fire.
Light 1, light vehicle veterancy 1. Snipers have veterancy
Veterancy
2
gain.
and 1. Volks Grenadier have no levels of veterancy. MP40 folks do benefit quite a bit from the veterancy as well. But then again, what doesn't benefit well from veterancy? And that rifleman squad does get gunned down there. Second 2-3-4 has gone on the field, finds a landmine, which actually killed the US sniper there. Which actually may be a good thing. He doesn't have any Pioneers on the field for repairs, so it's going to be a long time for that thing before it gets back. Trying to pursue the sniper, may be able to get it, needs to cut the corners a little bit better. M10 lines up a shot. It is veterancy 1, the Schimwagen. May finds a burst there, and wipes out the rifleman squad. Another good pick there, and takes out the sniper as well. The Schimwagen king off both of those kills. Worth. Even if he only gets one of those squads, worth. And the Schimwagen's going to drive away. He may fire a landmine on the tree path, but the Schimwagen is actually going to escape out of there.
Reporting. Jawohl.
At this point in time, the Wehrmacht player is getting out of Stug. I was going to say he should get out of Stug, but he is getting out of Stug. That was a lot of losses for the US player, losing both those snipers and a rifleman squad. He's down to 1 rifleman squad and an engineer. At this point in time, he may go for infantry and get the off-map combat groups, because he's pretty low on everything at the moment. Doesn't have a whole lot of manpower either. Though he still doesn't have enough command points for the off-map combat group either way. 1 Pacifist connect. The leader's getting the Pacifist off. He's trying to get the crush there. Unsuccessful getting the crush. They're pretty stacked up there. Finds a... Oh! They flinched and dived into the vehicle, getting them all crushed. Barring these 2 models here. What happened there, what I mean, is the shot land, and you know how they like jump away from the explosion? That jump away the explosion, they jumped into the treads. That's a Goliath. That's a Goliath next to a Stug and M10. This is going to get really messy really quick. The Goliath...
Raid operations.
He's going for armor, gets hit there on the 2-3-4. Goliath is not being microed at all, properly at least.
Enemy unit
2-3-4 does go down. This one has a damaged engine. So it has a lot of health. Stug engaging Gorse melee. Goliath in the tree path. Detonates Goliath. Gets a good hit there.
being reported.
And does use Allied War Machine there to get his M10 replaced.
We're losing a
That was
strategic
expensive Allied War
sector.
Machines. This is guaranteed 1 and only vehicle. Got repairs on this guy here as well. And he should have enough resources for another M10. Looks like we're going to see a mass M10 spam. Now he knows what the options opponent's gone for. The US player has also 355 munitions. That's a lot of munitions. At this point in time, I probably recommend the Wehrmacht player go for mass Stugs, get out some Pack 38s, because he knows he's going to be fighting against a lot of light vehicles. And the currently is a double capture against the US player as well. The US players tickets are counting down relatively quickly.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them. Buccaneers get the best.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Does roll a miss there. Or didn't fire a shot up whatsoever. Gets good hit there on the MG42. The MG42 is now falling on back. 2 Stugs out in the field. No extra veterancy, just have veterancy 1 at the moment. What doctrine has the Wehrmacht player selected? He's not appeared to have selected any doctrine at the moment. He's also low on manpower as well. Since he knows against fighting against allied war machines, maybe a good idea for blitzkrieg, or whether it be ambushing stormtroopers or extra manpower. It also synergizes well with the veterancy and with the Tiger tank. Stews are not important this time. Volksgrenadiers receive multiple crushes there. Sniper won't have a whole lot of targets in front of them. Does take out the Schimwagen, but may lose the M10 in return. There's 2 M10s here. Panzerfaust does connect. 234 firing some rounds. Other Stug is way back here. Does use Allied War Machine there. Only damage engine there. Gets hit there as well. Rolls a bounce. Needs to use this one to protect this one here. This one will finish off this one. This Stug is quite wounded. Third Stug to put on the field. Any good hits there. He will save this M10. This M10 is advancing as well. Allied War Machine should be wearing off relatively shortly. Does wear off now. This M10 needs to get on out of there. There's 3 Stugs. He has decaptured the central VP, which means there's only a single capture counting out against him, but he still has VPs counting down against him. Both these Stugs have plenty of health. This one is a little bit wounded, going for a repair bunker now. I'm assuming that's a repair bunker. Again, I don't know what they're saying. That time, at least, is not in, what's the name of that, text that the font that the Russians use? Cyrillic? At least it's not Cyrillic. Field repair now being activated, very nice. I will keep this M10 back to prolong the fight. These Stugs are a little bit wounded. We got this one coming to rear as well and getting repaired up now. Wehrmacht or US Sniper gets killed off there. Stugs are being poorly microed. The 234 should just let go down. He needs to keep the Stugs alive. 234 is not critical at this point in time. Allied field repairs have been deactivated. He has not enough munitions for the war machine there. The Stug will likely go down. Threw a miss on this guy here. Gets hit there as well. M10 does get hit there. Takes out the Stugs. These Stugs were just poorly microed. He shouldn't be attacking the base right there. And he knew he had a minimum 2 M10s. He could have... Actually, no. He saw 2. Both of them, and those were retreated back. And the third one got replaced. So he knew he was fighting against 3 M10s. That was a horrible play. So now he lost almost all of those 2 Stugs. He needs to get out more Stugs. Got manpower blitz, very nice, getting out another Stug, but the Stug is outnumbered. He's lacking Pack 38s and Grenadiers of Panzerschrecks. That squad does get wiped out there. And I believe the Wehrmacht player threw away the game. Losing too many Stugs. He poorly micro blindly assaulted in against a swarm of M10s. And that field repair was excellent for the US player. Rather than going down the full line, went down to get the field repairs, and that probably what got him back in the game. Now he's in superior position. He needs to save up Stugs. He needs more than just 1 at a time. 2 is probably not enough now, and 3 is probably a good number, especially when these ones can pull out more and more M10s. This one is circling around, has plenty of health. This one has plenty of health and veterancy 2. This one's at veterancy 1. Stormtroopers
losing territory.
would be useful. Pair of Panzerschrecks on a Stormtrooper squad wouldn't be half bad, but it would take a bit of time to actually get the Stormtrooper Panzerschrecks actually upgraded. But it's there as well. M10's doing a great job of running around. Does throw a Panzerfaust there. Main gun destroyed there. That one's neutered. May need to get Allied field repair going. He does not have enough munitions for Allied field repair, but he will back off of it. This one needs to back off as well. Good hits there. One shot away from death. Just keep the M10s alive. No additional M10s. He has quite a bit of fuel, just lacking a bit of manpower. He has 3 M10s out in the field, all of them severely wounded. He has 2 squads engineers. And now got a Kriegsbeer. Oh wait, was the Kriegsbeer not actually deployed out? Oh yeah, he skipped that. We do got a squad of stormtroopers. Being upgraded the other one. It has been camouflaged. He needs this ambush of stormtroopers, that's for sure. Speaking of which, there's a sniper there. Maybe you can ambush the sniper while at it. Folks Grenadiers, but could ice some stun grenades on these rifleman squad.
Children, we must move.
And does fall back there now.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Ready for orders.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Trying to reclaim these wreckages, which will give him quite a bit of munitions, which will help him get more munition splits.
We are losing territory. Here's the perimeter. Our base is under attack.
What do you need?
Good hit there on the Volks Grenadiers. Sniper is advancing. Rifleman does get knocked around. Pioneers will be forced back. Thus Rifleman should be able to stop them from capturing the point. I may be mistaken. He was in light cover right there. It does fall back now. Stormtroopers advancing. Wait, that's a mixed combat squad. He went for STGs and a Panzerschreck. Okay. I could have sworn he was going for double Panzerschreck, but he's going for a mixed combat squad. I have no idea how effective that is. Maybe relatively effective. Volks Grenadiers do force, or not Volks Grenadiers, Stormtroopers do force back their riflemen. That one infantry that's going to be useful for the Stormtroopers. The M10s appear to have all been repaired, and he has a good amount of efficiency across them as well. Sherman Crocodile being deployed on out. I like seeing unusual items, just to help hit the infantry and maybe the AT guns that may be popping out. This Panzerschreck's getting some good damage there, but the mixed combat squad is not going to be effective versus all the M10s, other than the Panzerschreck. Depending if they lose 2 models, better make sure it's not the Panzerschreck model, or else it will not be able to fire because the STGs will take up the other 2 slots.
Enemy fire! MG squad taking heat!
We're losing a fuel sector.
MG, we're under fire! Crew!
Oh, here he does spot. Wait, that was not a repair bunker, a casualty recovery bunker? I disagree with that. A repair bunker would have been much better. Here comes a Pack 30, not Pack 38, so there's a Pack 38. M10's advancing, does use field repair there, does not use Allied War Machine there, does get some good pressure there onto the Stormtrooper, and these M10s may go down there. Panzerschreck does connect there, but field repair does keep his health high enough there. He does not have enough for Allied War Machine there. Needs a little bit more munitions. Pack 30 finds a good hit there. M10 sort of scroll around. Field repair has worn off. Over here, the Crocodile does net him a Pack 38 and captures it. M10's rolling around. Looks like the Stugs may have gone down. One Stug remaining is now fully immobilized by a sticky bomb there, lining up a shot there on the Stug fort. M10 skirting around, a bit wounded.
We're losing a sector.
He does take out the Stug there as well. The Wehrmacht player is lacking munitions for manpower blitz, units, and manpower to deploy out units as well, and this crocodile should finish with the infantry. MH, is he now doing map accusation? That shouldn't be, right? And this bunker I disagree, and I highly disagree with. Again, they're still speaking foreign.
Base is under enemy fire.
And the crocodile will not get killed off. And still alive, quite wounded, needs to fall back as well. Can you try and hit that bunker there for long range? One more shot's down, salvaging up some of these carcasses now.
One of
And
our
looks like,
sectors has been cut off.
oops, as I hit the mini map and it goes went crazy. Looks like
They're in
the
our base. They're
Bearmark
hitting
player
our
has
base.
backed out of the game.
Defending the fatherland.
And there we go, that's the end of the game. This is Adam Gray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I think the Wehrmacht player threw away the game. Throwing away those two stugs right there. By going to base in an area where you really need turrets or swing wide, he threw away those two stugs. I think that's when the Wehrmacht player threw away the game. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the US player, we have Holy Fook. And spawn on the north side as the Panzer Elite player of JJB34. Let's switch over to the Panzer Elite player. Do we see Panzer Grenadiers? Yes. Don't see any additional Kettengrads. Of course, we see extra engineers for the US player. This appears to be a 4-engineer opener for the US player. That's a little bit uncommon. He may try to get a lot of field control.
Engineers reporting as ordered.
It's going to go for a support weapon center? This is going to be a bit unusual, to say the least. He won't even need to upgrade those Panzer Grenadiers with G43s. They should be able to try to stay at range and pick off the engineers. Doesn't need the extra damage, though would be generally nice. And this is going to be a 5th engineer deployed out by the US player. This is going to be a bit of uncommon replay.
Engineers here.
Capture the munitions point there. So let's see what the US players plan to do. Does get the G43 as normal.
Losing
Doesn't
ground
realize
out
that he
there.
doesn't really need it at the moment. As long as it maintains maximum range, the bolt action rifles are more than plenty versus engineers.
Squad is ready.
Can reinforce. That's wire there.
Point is on. Say we lock it down.
Am I mistaken? But why is our wire being built there? He wants to prevent flanking going this way and this way. This should be a lot far enough forward so he can go ahead and force him into the arc of the MG bunker.
Fight for the good folks back home.
Okay. Wait, was that... Okay, 6 engineers? What is going on? He needs to get some munitions points to get out some flamers, I'm guessing? He is going for an observation post there, so he may be eyeing some sort of heavy flamer play? At this point in time, the Panzer Elite player does not know what's going on. If he did, getting out some infantry half-tracks would be excellent. Or rushing 222's standard build order. Those are 2 common openers for Panzer Elite. Hell, even a logistics company into 221s wouldn't be half bad versus all these engineers. Basically, any sort of vehicle play would be quite effective. 3 Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. This engineer squad is being prone to being wiped at the moment. Does fall back there. Could be wiped out.
Engineer unit
Yep,
lost.
goes down, no problem. Still, if on the Panzer Elite player, this seems like still a normal game. But he doesn't realize how abnormal this game's going to be. Let's see how well the Panzer Elite player can adjust his strategy. Though to be fair, almost any unit's effective versus unupgraded engineers, like this, just engaging at range, he sees those 2 engineers there that may get an idea that something off is going on, but even then, 3 engineer opener is not
Front lines are
uncommon.
collapsing.
No additional engineers here. Is he saving up for a command point for Rangers or Airborne? I'm just trying to figure out what the US player's plan
Supply
is.
lines are broken. We have
That's the
territory cut off.
Kettengrad. No additional buildings here. Still sees 2 extra engineers here. This one may get wiped out. Does retreat back both of them. That one still potentially get wiped out. Stayed around for a bit too long. It does fall back with both of them. Does get all these sectors cut off.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory.
Kettengrad does spot the flame engineers. This may learn him. Wait, what's going on? That should be engineer number 4.
All right, listen here.
But most people don't actually remember to count engineers some of these times, because who knows if we'll count US
ground out
engineers to see what strategy your opponent's going for. And maybe at this point in time, he should perhaps be aware of the fact there's a lack of riflemen.
Supply lines are broken. We have
Good damage there
territory
on
cut
these
off.
flamer engineers, but great flamer bursts there. Bird that's built. Is there another observation post somewhere? Grenadiers are kept on this side of the map. These sectors still cut off for the US player. It's not
We are
going well for
losing
the
a
US
sector.
player, as expected with its engineer opener. Captures that up. Maybe this is built with a landmine somewhere? Engineers should win out in most of these engagements at most of these times. Flamer engineers, of course, still pose a threat. Wire get cleaned up there.
We have weapons.
It's going for a support weapon center. Is there going to be there is a sniper. Okay. But there's a lack of frontline and escort for it. It can be rushed down by various Panzer Elite units.
Engineers.
Panzer Grenadiers eyeing for mass capture now. We got these engineers still roaming around. There may be a landmine somewhere. Let's hop inside the garrison. Didn't really need to.
Our
And
supply lines are being threatened.
that is the Panzer Elite player lagging a little bit. I don't think it's a lag out of the game. Still looks like it's still microing forces around. Mass capturing sector is very nice. Of course, he does have 6 capturing squads, and there's of course 6 engineers deployed on the field. So he actually built 7 the entire game. Second, or US sniper has been deployed, not a second one. Second one's not on the queue.
We have territory.
Supply
cut off.
yards on the has been deployed on the field, but he should be pretty far away from field to get out a motor pool, which I'm assuming is the end game. Could be for Rangers. Rangers doesn't seem that bad. Flame Rangers do get pinned there. Other Flame Rangers firing away. Doesn't have a triage center for medics for the Flamers. Like with any assault squad, you do need medics to keep their health topped off. Doesn't fire off a shot there.
The Axis hold the initiative.
Fires shot off there now. Needs to fall back. Does fall back. Wehrmacht or Panzer Elite player does lag a bit as once again. And he will spot this observation post there, so that Kettengrad cannot capture the point yet. But these forces
Losing
should
a
be able to clean
munitions
that
point.
up.
We have a
Engineer's
secure
dead.
sector under attack. Annihilated.
Now we can get those wounded fixed up.
Fuel point being decaptured while he's trying to displace
They're
or
hitting one of
remove
our
that
forward emplacements,
observation
trying to
post.
take our territory.
Observation post made out of wood or metal? It looks like it's actually made out of metal.
Supply lines are
The Wehrmacht one's made out of wood.
hitting one of our forward emplacements, trying to take our territory.
And the US sniper is next to the Kettengrad. Of course, the Kettengrad can't kill it or fight it. The US sniper has plenty of health. Looks like he's sending more rounds to the building itself. Sniper rolled a miss there. Okay.
Engineers here. That's got to be worth the battle. Press the fire.
Does get another, does get Veteran C1 now, but 4th kill. Does keep the observation post alive. Could take time to repair it up.
We have paratroopers circling the field.
Okay, he is
Asking
going for
drop
paratroopers.
coordinates.
He needs, if he's going to go for like just paratrooper only sort of play style, he will need to get out more munitions points. You can use this fuel for the supply yard. That is a possible build.
Point taken. It's all engineers reporting.
Paratroopers dropping on in.
We're losing ground out there.
Paratroopers on point. People.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Recoilless rifles meeting being researched. And there is a Panzer support command. Is this going to be for Panzer IV C? Or Hotchkiss? Let's switch over to the Panzer Elite player, since we know what doctrine the US player has gone for. Plenty of fuel. He will need to get the Panzer support command upgrade to get out either the Hotchkiss or the Panzer IV C. As for the airborne troops, the recoilless rifles may be a little bit too early, but he's fighting against Panzer Elite player, so I actually don't disagree immediately researching it, because you never know what your opponent's going to deploy out. Which he deployed out a scout car. He's gone for logistics company as well. 4-man squads wouldn't be half bad against current opponent's composition. More airborne being dropped in. He's going to skip all the vehicles. So a 4-man squad will pay dividends.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory destroyed an enemy unit.
And Panzer Grenadiers do receive quite a bit of fire there. Kaliningrad does receive some fire.
The enemy is attacking a petrol depot.
We must injure the enemy and reduce his 300 points.
Send your order.
And does force back those squads. Airborne units are advancing. Does get a good hit there onto the Kaliningrad.
Increased squad
And he's
size.
pursuing that sniper. That may be one reason why he went for the 221. Not for upgrading to 223 to increase his resource income, but to hunt down that sniper. Very nice. Sniper's still alive, but received a bit too much fire there. Come back away. Receiving some 30 cal fire. And the recoilless rifles are on their way back as well. It does get damage in crit, so the airborne troops can run it down. And the fuel point is being captured on up.
Seizing territory from us.
I don't know if he's gotten the Panzer Support Command upgrade. He actually doesn't have base medics, does he? So he doesn't have the medic upgrade, which is a bit of an oversight. I would say I'm generally one person who wants the medics as soon as possible, because I just want the healing. 2 airborne troops.
Ready.
Sniper here as well. 4 engineers are still alive. He's lost 3 of them so far this game. And of course, rifles annihilate that 221. And these flamers getting some great damage there. There could be a potential squad wipes in the mix as well. But it does fall back in time. Hotchkiss or Panzer IV? Panzer IV C has been deployed on out. He could probably should go for both the upgrades, both the armored skirts and the MG upgrade. He needs medics in the 4-man squad. He has 6 Panzer. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, he does have the now. He does have the base healing as well. I must have been mistaken as well. Does he? Oh, he does have 4-man squad. I thought these were wounded squads not being fully healed up, but that's actually the 4-man squad lack of models. So never mind. He actually has both of those upgrades. And that's 7 Panzer or 6 Panzer Grenadiers. Right? No, that is 7 Panzer Grenadiers. That should be very effective versus opponent's current composition. He still has to be wary of the recoilless rifles. Giving them all upgrade G43s wouldn't be half bad either. Short barreled Panzer IVs complete. Getting the armored skirts, which I see that's a long barreled right there. But ignore that bit. Rolls a miss there. And now the Pinto mount's being upgraded as well. Panzer Grenadiers could move in groups of 2 and have another one support the Panzer IV, and that should allow them to get some good map coverage while not able to engage the Flamer Pioneers quickly. That squad may actually get fully wiped there. That's a lot of fire there. If he stands and fights, it's maybe a dead squad. Another airborne squad there. I think that's a fresh one. Yep, that's a fresh one there, being upgraded with close rifles now. At this point in time, the SDG squad upgrade wouldn't be half bad either. SDG is, of course, effective versus very good to this 4-man squads here. He's actually going stream to the base. He will need to get rid of this bunker here, because he won't be able to get rid of these stone walls unless he has AT grenades. But I don't think he can throw AT grenades on the ground. But the Panzer IV-C can break a hole. Repose rifles trying to pursue that Panzer IV. Bunker itself is almost down either way. Setting up the Panzer IV right now wouldn't be half bad. An AT gun being pointed out, he needs that, of course. AT gun being placed over there, very, very good. Maximum range. Sets on up now, hitting the supply yard. Finds a bounce there. Force rifles get some hits there. Panzer IV-C needs to either pack on up and get out of there. We're seeing a bit too much fire at the moment. Backs away a little bit wide away. AT gun does roll a miss there. Focus down the force rifles, so we'll need to retreat back. And does drop a repulse rifle there. And since he has so many Panzer Grenadiers in the base, it's going to be a bit of a problem. You can perhaps keep one of these guys back just to top off the health of the Panzer IV. Get it slowly repaired if you want to keep it on the front line. He's trying to get this guy reinforced. We've got Flamer Engineer inside the garrison, which is not bad. Picks up a free repulse rifle as well. And one of these guys may get wiped out. Panzer Grenadiers are still in the region. That one squad does fall back. May run this airborne squad here. This airborne squad could finish off this Panzer IV-C as well. It takes up the supply yard. And does do a full retreat now. Finds a bounce there. Could potentially get some good crushes. Oh, that's going to be close range barrage. Great hit there. They're very close. Gunner killed. Does fall back, so the Panzer IV-C will not go down. Nor does the airborne squad. So he got a landmine? Oh nope, just him crushing heavy terrain. Let's see now. The US player has a lot of resources. Getting out the supply yard built and going for the supply yard upgrades would be quite valuable. As a lead player is a bit low in manpower. Munitions and fuel's quite not good as well. The US player is doing a great job capturing up the points. He does not have the Kettengrad alive anymore. He could use these Panzer Grenadier squad to slowly capture up all the points. Maybe 2 of them. Does get a fresh Kettengrad. And let the other 5 attack his opponent. He can spare up 2 squads to capture points. Does spot the landmine there.
Victory reserves are at 300 points.
G43 upgrade complete.
Number G43 is being deployed on out. Very nice. He could select a doctrine. What doctrine would be good? He's fighting against recourse to airborne and flamers. Scorched Earth? Not for the Hummel, but literally for all the other abilities. It would be quite a bit of time to build up all those booby traps. Could scorch some points. The VPs are... The US player just surpasses his opponent in VPs. Definitely not Tank Hunter. Tank Hunter will be worthless in this situation. So either Luftwaffe ground forces or Scorched Earth. Luftwaffe ground forces... The Luftwaffe squad wouldn't be half bad. Maybe Flak Irvings, but they're of course fighting against force rifles. Good hits there. great hit there.
Veteran sergeant is available for assignment.
This burn squad does use suppressive fire ability right there. Flame engineers are advancing, does get pinned there, does fire it up through cover suppression. Will receive quite a bit of fire there, runs the Black Irving there, fly up and does not take out that Panzer IV, may get wiped out in return. And the Flamer Engineer is efficiency 2 and does fall back.
We are upgraded and ready for action.
Infantry section ready.
Need to spread out these intersection squads, start capturing up some territory. Sniper does get efficiency 2, both kills so far, suppresses entire force, but that's actually a fully built. That's actually a built MG34, not one from a supply drop. That was actually a built one from the support weapon center. And it will get overrun from the front. Sniper still finding some good kills there. With 4-man squads, it can be hard for the sniper to finish them all off.
Victory reserves are slipping at 200
And AT gun will get overran. Good hit there by the sniper once again. Pulls back the 1-man squad, very nice, so it doesn't get picked off by the sniper. Airborne squad's getting some good hits there. These paratroopers need to, there's defense grenadiers need to fall back. This one could be finished off. Lamp a shot there, just got efficiency 3. Camouflage enabled. That
infantry are now available to Kampfgruppe Leer.
so he does have Fallschirmjägers. Went immediately for Fallschirmjägers.
Excellent offensive men.
Butterfly bombs wouldn't be half bad.
Ready. We're waiting our orders.
Commander.
I'm not sure what the Panzer League players should do in this situation. Another Panzer IV-C wouldn't be half bad. The MG has been recrewed, I believe. Yes, it has. And now the Panzer IV-C starting to make his advance. Good hit there.
Butterfly bombs are now available for use against the enemy, meine Kampfgruppen.
Butterfly bombs can now be called on in. And this garrison will slowly get gotten rid of. We got the airborne squads get some great rear armor hits there. Sets on up immediately, trying to fire 30 cal emplacement, getting some great hits there. Panzer IV-C, oh, that's a strafing run. Panzer Grenadiers need to all fall back at this point in time, can't really engage. But the Panzer IV-C is doing some great work right there. These forces are all getting pinned down, they need to fall back. Good hits there. Ugh, I think the Wehrmacht player, the Panzer League player, is just throwing in the towel at this point in time. Because he's not microing this force whatsoever. Yep, he's not microing whatsoever. I think he's just throwing everything away at this point in time. And looks like he backed out of the game. Oh, either way, this is Andrew saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I do believe the Panzer IV-C was correct, but I think he went for too many Panzer Grenadiers. 7 may have been a bit too much. I think also made the lack... No, I think he should have got more... He should have tried to go for the STG upgrade as well. I'm not sure what I would do differently. It's hard to say for me. Yep, welcome to the stream. I think I cast one of your replays earlier this morning. I'm assuming that's the same death machine as their on-game replays. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Coh1 Replays. Spawn on the south side as the British forces, we have Top Gaming. Spawning his teammate as the USF, we have Hauptmann, who's That's a German name, but not playing Germany. Spawning as the Wehrmacht player, we have Coh1 and XZZ. And his teammate as the Panzer Elite player, we have Super Duper User. Of course, got an early barracks. It's not uncommon though we see support weapon centers, because getting out from early sniper support out the British forces. They also can occasionally leave your British teammate hung out to dry. Another infantry section being deployed on out. And the fuel point's being captured by the... Oh, two Kaliningrads. Interesting. Going for the munitions point and the fuel point here. This point will be captured up, but won't be in supply. Fuel point be captured by the Wehrmacht player, so is this munitions point now. Engineers captured along the right flank. Brits captured up the left flank. He's going for the Bren carrier, then packing up the HQ.
Capture complete. That's another one for the king.
Strategic point has been captured. Volksgrenadiers making their advance. Bren carrier deployed. And HQ packing on up. Volksgrenadier eyeing a bit of wire. And the Kaliningrad has captured this fuel point, but once again, it's out of territory. This one is in territory right now. The Kaliningrad is pushing way forward. We've got some Panzer Grenadiers deployed out now. 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers near the Volksgrenadiers. The right side, Pioneers are going to be captured this fuel point. This may be the first engagement of the game.
Capture complete.
Yep, the first bolts will be fired now. US player does get the first shot off. Of course, Pioneers and Engineers, some of the oldest enemies in the game. Just like snipers and other snipers. Bren carrier is advancing as well. This one is a scope rifle squad in the back as well. Rotating the thing around. We'll get a couple of guys firing. Both of the Panzer Grenadier models here are sort of pinned up. They may actually can't retreat back right there. That Panzer Grenadier squad needs to fall back. Okay, there is actually avenue for them to escape on out of there. This Panzer Grenadier is engaged as well. The Bren carrier should have plenty of health to engage this.
NCO's reporting they have destroyed a German target.
That looks like the Pioneer may have went down, I believe. It wasn't the Panzer Grenadier. Motorcycle and Riflemen engaging at close range with the Pioneer to support. Second Rifleman squad advancing as well, so that is going to be easy engagement for the US Riflemen. And that motorcycle is dead. Right about now. Bren carrier is using their repair ability now, not relying on his teammates' engineers. Riflemen will find the Volksgrenadiers, and the MG42 will find the Riflemen. Though these Volksgrenadiers and Riflemen will gauge on out, the AoE suppression does come forward. MMG carrier upgrade on the way. Volksgrenadiers advancing, trying to get some shots there onto the Bren carrier as the defense crews are getting some good damage there onto the Bren carrier. These squads are still suppressed. Volksgrenadier gains some good damage on in. Volksgrenadiers and gains some good damage to the Bren carrier, but now got the MMG carrier upgrade. Missing quite a bit on that on the MG42. It looks like maybe actually hitting the Volksgrenadiers. Scope rifle squad here getting suppressed and pinned by the MG42. And we've got this Bren carrier receiving quite a bit of fire. Bren carrier is getting some repairs. Pioneers are advancing and getting some good and re-suppress and pins the infantry section squad. Riflemen, however, do win out for this fight for this Volksgrenadiers. I'm for flank. Got a medic station here as well, very nice. And I got a big wave of Panzer Grenadiers. Bren carrier, MMG carrier does go down.
Reports a vehicle has been destroyed.
Rifleman threw out a grenade. That could be a very deadly grenade. Did some good damage there. mostly this squad's quite wounded. This squad is still suppressed, and it should be overran. Does get forced back there. Kaliningrad captured the left side of the map. Intersections running around, mostly out of sector, however. Headquarters command truck, bringing in the infantry support truck now. And this Panzer Grenadier, oh, it needs medics still. We got also a lieutenant in a pretty good position there, asking his teammate for his teammates to support him as well. He's a bit overwhelmed. He needs to focus on this wounded squad. Focusing that guy down will get some good damage in, get a lot of model kills there. But he's having a bit of trouble. He hasn't got a single model there. He's sending another squad there. Now this guy's getting hit significantly. He does do a full retreat there, so the Brit managed to fight off the advance. US player arrived a little bit too late. And do got a bunker here. It's facing that way. That's likely going for a casualty recovery bunker. A very close range casualty recovery bunker, which means hopefully can grab a lot of casualties. Or free grenadiers. Next station has recovered one casualty there for the US player. And now we've got a supply yard being deployed out at the same time as the Kriegsberg.
We're sitting on a ton of bloody munitions,
So stay sharp, lads.
That's not really a ton of munitions there. That's a +5. I just love how the quotes can be out of context sometimes. Mortar emplacement going down. Very nice. It does get cancelled right there. Also very nice. Depends who you're rooting for. MG42 is being deployed on down. Got the Volksgrenadier laying down some sandbags. And does find an angle there, suppressing down the scope rifle squad. Once again, Captain has deployed out. Sappers, not a steward, being deployed out. Does have quite a bit of fuel there. Maybe going straight for the armor command truck wouldn't be half bad. Kaliningrad will get buttoned there by the Brenz. We'll see quite a bit of fire there. Will likely go down. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Yep, they shot that unarmed man in the back.
Vehicle has been knocked out.
Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. One of them is a tank buster squad. So got another Panzer truck here as well. He may be going for tank hunter if we see these squads for extra Panzer trucks. But then again, getting out some Panzer trucks right now wouldn't be half bad. Lieutenant does capture the point there. These guys lost their influence of the nearby lieutenant and does get suppressive fire there and now falling on back. More landmines being poured on out. Very nice. And he does spot this medic station. These P2 command trucks can provide some good pressure to the headquarters command truck. Please go to the armor command truck as well. Suppressive fire does connect. Does use heroic cars to cover suppressive fire. Captain does not have any pressure seat, but the lieutenant does. Does use the healing ability as well. Getting these guys topped off in health. Top Gaming getting topped off. Ah, that's a horrible joke. And a pair of landmines being deployed out there now. 2 Volksgrenadiers here, 4 models each. And here comes the armor command truck. Going for an early Cromwell wouldn't be half bad. Field support truck pushing his way forward as well. Let's see what sector he's going for. He does, of course, have this fuel point secured. If he deploys on more fuel points, he's eyeing going for a lot of armor. He'll deploy on some munitions point there as well. Munitions never hurt as well, depending. We also don't know what doctrine he's gone for at the moment. These forces are a little bit passive, so are these forces. And we got a mortar raining on it. Is it a mortar half track? No, regular mortar squad. Very nice. Detonates landmines there well, and I think there may have been a squad wipe. I think there was 4 squads, not 3 squads there. I see a lot of dead rifleman models, so it could have been a squad wipe there. But I could be mistaken. Medic station may go down. I think the US player is just AFK. Medic station does go down.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the arty line.
And now I've got artillery, and I think the US player is just AFK in the game. He's losing everything. Not so sure what happened there. Don't see any lag spikes. Maybe he had to make a quick emergency restroom break. Abstract does suppress this infantry section there. Does the rear machine gun firing as well. And I see a 25 pounder detonates what sounds like a landmine while at it. That 25 pounder is relatively close, so the rounds will come in quite quickly. Pioneers capturing that point there. Panzer Grenadiers advancing with 2 of the Panzer Directs. If he's able to get those Panzer Directs to that, what's called 25 pounder, that would be great. Riflemen slowly firing away. Looks like there's no windows inside, or at least not one that's mortar. Not mortar, Coh1 Grenadier engaged. And there goes the Rifleman squad. 251 does get destroyed there. Unknown doctrine selection here. And so unknown doctrine here. And this Wehrmacht player has a lot of resources stockpiled up. Doesn't have craft center, does have the Kriegsberg. These forces are all falling back now. So you find a landmine there, very nice. And got the scope rifles go around capturing some squads. Or not squads, points. Grenade warfare was decrewed. Stag count was spotted there. And does get suppression there onto the Grenadier squad. Does fall back now.
Veteran seat gain.
He will be pursuing these Grenadiers back.
We have lost a unit.
He does wipe with the Grenadiers now. Sorry about that. I'm going to open up another drink. I'm going to drink a lot of fluids today to keep my throat moistened and not dried out from all the casting.
We've seized one of their few locations.
So the US player has finally got back into the game. He lost quite a bit. We do got a tank depot. Is it going to be Shermans or M10s? It is full Sherman, so best go for armor doctrine. 2 Sherman tanks will help you get a nice rotation of Sherman tanks for the Allied war machine. Riflemen capture that point now. The Panzer Grenadiers are falling on back. Pioneers have captured this point over here. The Allies need to get some more territory. Another 25 pounder barrage raining on in. And the bunker is getting repaired on up. Not sure how many casualties to recover. Let's switch over to him. He has 1 more casualty for Free Grenadier. He has 1 Grenadier deployed out on the field. Only 1 level of infantry veterancy. No additional battle phase. I don't believe it's research. Though I think he has less fuel now, so he must have gotten the assault battle phase. He could have the final battle phase as well. But it's hard for me to say. Vet 2 infantry. And we do have a mortar out in the field. Not really useful at this moment in time. Maybe we'll hit the stag count. It will be useful for Sherman tanks. They're charging on 4 as well. Gietz and Bren gun are a great thing to have sprinting forward. Water finds a hit. Both finds a shot. Does not roll a hit. Pioneers and Pulse Grenadiers are advancing. Pulse Grenadiers are not fully reinforced. Does fall back now. Water won't be able to engage the Sherman tank with the Piets around. And let's lose those Pioneers. Bunker has not got his Free Grenadier just yet.
Attention.
The enemy advances.
Martyr makes his advance. He does get the free grenadier now. Best retreat back entirely. He does not need to worry about rebuilding the bunker to get his free grenadier now. It has 0 casualties remaining, so
Our forward supply lines are broken.
that's not redeployed anytime soon, unless you know a better spot for it. Mortar half-track lining up a barrage somewhere, perhaps on the VP itself. There's actually quite a bit stacked there. 2 sappers. First mortar round was incendiary mortar, and also a regular high explosive mortar right there would have been a bit better. 2 Sherman tanks have been deployed on our field. We may see another Sherman tank. Yep, 3rd Sherman tank. Patrick Stu finds space there on those Sherman tanks there. Can still withstand 2 more and not die. Martyr's advancing, however. And 70 pounder, no, that's well, Sherman Firefly has a 70 pounder. Does make its way forward. And as Sherman tank has received a bit too much fire there, does receive some damage from the Stu as well. Engine is damaged. Does take out the Pack 38 as well with the 25 pounder barrage. Sherman tank's advancing, trying to get some good damage there onto the Martyr. The Martyr is quite wounded, and generally the Sherman tank wins on 1v1 against the Martyr. The Martyr just does not have enough durability to warrant its damage output. If I were to make any sort of balance changes, I would either give the Martyr a little bit more health or a little bit more damage. Because right now, they just don't really do their job all too well. Which the Hetzler could be the more durable asset in comparison, so the Martyr could have higher damage, but the Hetzler has more durability if you want a good comparison between the two. So a bit more important to a higher damage for the Martyr if there was ever future balance changes. We do have the Hawkman Power Shoot raining on in. These guys are not responding, like the US player earlier in this game. Annihilates the MP42. 2 fresh Sherman there. Does take out the Stu with the barrage. Now Sherman tanks have a lot of targets in front of them. This one will need to fall back and some repairs along with this one here. And the Axis player is actually back to the game. So even though the US player was AFK from half the game, they still won. Jawohl. Either way, that's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I don't know why, that replay seems familiar. I may have cast it already. All these games seem to blend in, that's why I try and figure out have I cast it or have I not cast it sometimes. I'll just cast one from him and move to a 2v2. Oh. Yeah, it looks like they're all from him. Oh well, let's go ahead and cast it then. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Coh1 Replay. Spawn on the south side as the British forces with Top Gaming. Spawn as teammate as the US player La Nueve. Over here as the Panzer League player of RBTF RPP, and as his teammate as the Panzer League player of Void 333. Jim Vaughan here, Edingrad here. And scope rifles are making their way forward, and perhaps eyeing to capture this field point and deploy his HQ there. Another infantry section being deployed on out. No lieutenant on the build queue. Not packing up the HQ on the build queue either. Engineers have deployed out at barracks. Got riflemen deployed on out. 1 engineer? Okay, looks like it's not deploying out any additional engineers. It's generally, in my opinion, it's probably a good idea to go for extra engineers to get some early game capping pressure, because you have a Brit as an ally. Getting the territories, especially on this map, getting the territories linked between the US player and the Brit players would be quite useful in order to prevent, so he can pack up and not lose income. Same from the US player as well. Fresh rifleman squad, they need to capture this point as soon as possible, so they can link up the territory so the Brit can pack on up without losing any sort of income. Grand carrier, yep, you can see here, packing on up, you can see all these territories are out of sector now. Now they're in sector, or in supply. Hans grenadiers making their way forward, scope rifles are here. behind that destroyed truck. And we've got both players, Panzer Grenadiers, advancing, trying to hit that Brit as heavily as they can in order to prevent him from solidifying this region. Bren carriers advancing as well with the unupgraded intersection. This goes going to mix of it. And now all 4 of those rifles are firing for the Bren carrier, though the Bren itself needs to start getting proper angle. And now Schimwagen's advancing, trying to decapture this point. Or maybe not, having for that munitions point. Scope rifles have made a soft retreat there, sitting up on this fuel point. He needs to get out his intersections over there and start solidifying it, because he's a bit vulnerable in the time being. Bren carrier going the mix of everything, but he's going to receive fire from multiple Panzer Grenadiers. He's treated back that squad, maybe he shouldn't have. It looks like one of the players may be lagging a little bit. This squad will need to fall back. It's not the one who's lagging. Does fall back now. And now the Bren carrier is advancing. Scope rifles are not really firing away. Bren carrier is severely wounded, needs some self-repair ability. Does utilize self-repair ability now. And now we do got an infantry half-track deployed about yellow. That should give some good aggression to help apply pressure onto the British player. Let's use the suppressify ability there on not the scope rifle squad as the British carrier is advancing. Good to keep one of these infantry sections or Panzer Grenadiers loaded up in the back of the infantry half-track. And now the British carrier is fighting away against the infantry half-track, and not vice versa. US players pulling out a machine gun emplacement there. And now the rifleman starts advancing toward his British teammate. This squad will need to fall back. He's quite wounded. Does recover from suppression finally. Probably largely thanks to the fact the infantry half-track was constantly firing as well, because that could cause suppression and does get a wipe there. I think he used void detonated marksman. I actually don't believe so. Schimwagen skirting around, says hello and says goodbye. But that squad did fall back. Rifleman now charging forward. This Panzer Grenadier squad will need to fall back. It does fall back in time and not get wiped out. 30 cal finds a Schimwagen, gets good damage onto it, and the Bren carrier should be able to hunt down that Schimwagen. Looks like the US player is lagging a little bit. I do got a casualty clearing station here, so now casualties can be recovered by the Brit, as well as some healing. The trap track is still very, very healthy there. It does get buttoned by the Bren carrier. Rifleman squads apparently do not have sticky bombs just yet, and does get suppression on one of the rifleman squads. This Panzer Grenadier will need to fall back. Both of them do fall back. Mortar raining on in from the mortar half track. Section trying to charge on forward. There's 2 infantry half tracks deployed out by the Northern Panzer Grenadier, Panzer League player. Oh, and losing a lieutenant at this stage game is not a good idea. Riflemen are severely wounded, at least one of them. That squad should fall back and maybe make his way over to his teammate's casualty clearing station. Decides to run over here. Over here, single Panzer Grenadier squad getting overrun by the Rifleman squad. Oh, and now we got bars. That's going to be a dead wiped out Panzer Grenadier squad. They didn't even retreat back.
A German target.
That's going to be a lot of bars. The wounded rifleman squad, 4 members, less than 10% health. We've captured that point there. Patch to get inside this garrison. That should be good to garrison fight from. Mortar does find a decent splash hit there, knock around those forces. The Rifleman squad will be able to decapture the point, but will potentially receive more losses before retreating back. Does fall back there now.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Sir?
Fresh captain deployed out on the field.
Ammo resources captured.
Grad will be repaired on up. And something hit there. Must be a mortar from the mortar half track. Oh. Paratroopers now dropping on in. So we may see some recoilless rifles and other things that sort. So one doctrine is known and selected. Likely people are going to see Royal Artillery for the Brit. Don't see any indications what doctrine he has actually selected, however. But we do got a Stuart. Panzer Jaeger command, likely for some 222s. Stuart's making his advance. Grenadiers are in the region. Does find a miss there on those squads. Grenadiers here are suppressed. Tank Buster squad has been floated out, but with it being suppressed, he won't be able to get any hits on the Stuart. He may try to get a pension track onto the bread carrier. Does get a good hit there. And maybe will finish it off there. Does finish it off right there. Stuart's a little bit late. Does wipe out the non-pension squad there. And does spot the landmines there with his Schimbagen. Nothing compared down the field and ready to engage that Stuart. We got a Panzertrek squad here, and the Kettengrad does receive quite a bit of fire from the riflemen. Panzergrenadiers here are quite wounded. Got the mortar half-track in the region. Tankbuster squad here trying
Enemy vehicle has been knocked
to hit the
out.
Stuart. Got two mortar half-tracks, one for each player. Panzer finds a shot there. Does hit the Stuart there. Did less damage than actually expected. It wasn't overhealed either. Two Panzertreks firing, rolls a miss there. This one has not fired, does get a good hit there. I thought Panzertreks did a bit more damage to the Stuarts. I thought it was like a 3-shot kill. I may have been mistaken. I'm probably thinking Hellcats and M10s, those are 3-shot to kill.
Ready to have it out.
Group ready, sir.
They say we'll be across the Rhine. Ready for your orders?
Mortar half-tracks raining some mortars on these various riflemen. Does get a decent hit there. Lands right in the middle of the group. Which usually means really good damage, which was good damage, but not a whole lot of kills. Good Panzertrek hits there, and takes out the Stuart there. A bit foolish for the Stuart. Grenadiers here will likely get forced back. There's a lot of intersections in this region with the Lieutenant to support. Rifleman charging forward, trying to gun down the mortar. Does gun down the mortar.
Contact reports show the German vehicle was knocked out in that last stage.
He does go and drop a bar right there. Picks it up with the Panzergrenadier there. Good mortar hit there on the Rifleman as well. They do fall back. No squad wipes there for the US player, as these forces are falling back themselves. Looks like the X players are casting the GG already. At least one of them. That'll be the brown one here. And both of them has backed out of the game. Decided that they can't win the game, so they backed out. Relatively short game then. And that's the end of the replay. This is Adam Gray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. See, that was this one here. Another game on that map? Sure. See, that was Rails and Metals. It's Annabelle, Lorraine. Here we go, Rails and Metals. Same player. Let's find something from a different player. Rails and Metal. There we go. This should work. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Coh1 Replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the US player, a fresh egg. Fresh egg? Never know how to pronounce it. Spawning as his British teammates, we have Kinda Dawn, or Kinda Dawn? Kindon? 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 I see the word kinda, kind, and Kin Dawn. So how do you actually pronounce that? Spawning as the opponent as the Panzer player of Lay Pepsi, which has some Pepsi next to me. And as the Wehrmacht player, we have Drexen. Some notable names here. 2 Captain Grads being deployed on out. We do have the Pioneers capture this munitions point. It looks like the HQ command truck has been packed on up, but both these sectors are being captured up by the US player as well, so the British should get his income back and going as soon as possible. Captain Grad go charging forward. Will spot the HQ command truck there, and doesn't capture off a point. A little bit too aggressive for that. And this field point has been captured on up, and now we got the pretty much standard spot for the Brit player right there. Or maybe right around here. Engineers advancing, so is the Jeep. Captain Grad does get spotted here, receiving a bit more fire now. Lots of damage on the Captain Grad. He's likely able to capture the fuel point, but it's going to cost him his life.
Enemy unit down.
There we go. We got the unarmed transport shot in the back. And he's not actually immediately decapturing the point. If they're really going aggressive for the fuel point, they may try to decapture it. Is he talking about the ghosting of the pig traps there? I wonder. We got the Pioneers engaging the Jeep at close range. The Engineers get a support as well. G43 squad and MG42 in the region as well. MG42 is just pressing down the scope rifles. Pioneers are advancing as well. Captain Grad is saying hello. Second Captain Grad. And the Shimwagen's making its advance. A mix of everything in this region. Jeep slowly backing away. Engineers trying to repair up the Jeep a little bit. They will fall back entirely. Shimwagen pursuing the Jeep. And the MG42 has rotated its gun around. Rifleman squad right there. G43 squad down to 2 members there. Pioneers have lost a member. He's body blocking Jeep as well. He is really wanting that Jeep dead. Does get a nice little pin there, preventing its movement, and the Jeep will go down. Shipwagon, however, severely wounded. The Shipwagon needs it back on off. Pioneers could try tapping with its wrenches to get itself back up. As the Captain Grad knocking around the Riflemen. G43s are advanced as well. Still has plenty of health with its 2 remaining models. The Rifleman squad is falling back. Over here, we've got the intersection captured the munitions point, and does find another MG42. Over here, the scope rifles are advancing, trying to hit the Panzer Grenadiers. As the brain carrier is advancing. Rifleman squad or intersection squad does fall back. And over here, the lieutenant is capturing the VP now. Over here, Panzer Grenadiers are advancing. Fresh squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Not sure what went down. Looks like Captain Grad went down there. Shimwagen is at full health. And the MG42 and Shimwagen getting some good damage there. May receive some suppression from the next burst. Yeah, it does get suppressed there. Engineers are advancing in negative cover, which is not good. Over here, we've got the Panzer Grenadiers forcing back the scope rifle squad. It does suppress the fire ability there. He really wants that dead. 4 Panzer Grenadiers on this region. MG42 in the region as well. Trying to hit the Pioneers. Engineers. Riflemen do cover them suppression there. And Brenda Carrier is here as well. MG42 is rotating its gun around, does back off to avoid the arc of fire of the MG42. But we see these Panzer Grenadiers coming up north as well. Brenker is pushing very far back into enemy territory. As got the Rifleman here as well. Rifleman gets suppressed by the MG42 as this Rifleman squad is trying to die for a flank. Schimwagen, however, knocking him around, trying to prevent the flank, and he's going to prevent the flank there. And we'll see a nice burst right there. Does get suppressed right there now. I think the US plane may have lost a squad. It could have been an engineer squad. A lot of dead models there. He actually lost that Rifleman entirely. So that's the squad he lost. Losing a Rifleman squad like that is not exactly great. Up here, the Brendan carriers captured the fuel, decaptured the fuel point. Doesn't need a full capture, just trying to deny the income. And over here, we've got the scoped rifles and the lieutenant captured the munitions point.
Ready, rifleman!
G43s capturing up the central fuel point once again. And Brendan carriers just going around decapturing points. Some being lagging out a little bit. That is the Brit.
That about does it. The supply yard is now operational.
Supply yard. Oh, don't tell me he's going to completely lag out. Nope, he's microing right there as well. Just a big lag spike.
Munitions depot is ours.
Brendan carrier still, if you will not will escape, it's quite wounded. There's only 2 members right there. Forces here as well. Looks like the Brendan carrier will escape out thanks to the road. The intersection, however, decaptures the point. Retreat back now. He's a little bit too far out of there. Sure, he can probably potentially fight out and get some damage on these squads, but the more damage he takes now means less the health he can use to retreat back with. Rifleman squad is falling on back. And we've got Kriegsberg, likely Pack 30, could be a Grenadier. And there is a Wehrmacht sniper getting a shot on the retreating intersection. They do get that cutoff point there as well, denying the Hence Elite players have no income at this moment. These are both the cutoff points. It's denying the income on all of these points. And they do fully capture both points as well. Ooh, that's not good. That's really not good. Pack 38 rolls a miss there. Pioneer trying to capture the point now. Schimwagen knocks around the scope rifle squad. And the Wehrmacht sniper rolls a shot, not sure if it hit or miss, onto that scope rifle squad. Brendan carrier's still alive, fully healed. Stewart now deployed now, getting the commander spotter now. And we'll spot the Schimwagen right in front of them. And the MG42, Piet's running on in from the back of the Brendan carrier. Stewart trying to hit, I think the sniper. I think he's trying to pursue the sniper, but decides to go for the other stuff. Pack 38 finds a hit there onto the Stewart. Schimwagen could try body blocking it, gets another good hit there. Third enemy unit down, not sure what though. Pack 38 lining up a shot there. There's a Greyhound in the region as well. Gets a damaged engine from the machine gun of the Schimwagen. Greyhound engaging at close range. Stewart will likely escape on out of there. Greyhound still a bit of a problem. Got the sniper pushed his way forward. Only 3 kills at the moment. Panzer Grenadiers captured some points.
Rifle squad defended. Listen up, people.
Enemy unit down.
I think he just took out the sniper right there. Need some good hits there on the Greyhound now. Multiple hits there, but the Greyhound should be able to keep on out of there. Don't see any Panzerfaust in a tree path. Yep, I do not see any Panzerfaust there. And takes out this AT gun. It gets decrewed there. Now I've got a 2-2-2 deployed out in the field as well, flanking the AT gun there. Takes the Schimwagen there. AT gun does get decrewed. And the Rifleman could be pursued. Does use suppressive fire ability there. He really wants that Rifleman dead. And wipes out the Rifleman squad. Run carrier way up here. That is one load of the Piet squad. I just realized something. Oh, that's not Piet's. Rifle grenades. I saw the 5 out of 6, but this is loaded up of rifle grenades. Not Piet's. Brendan carrier goes down to Pack 38.
Ready to roll.
Bit of delayed 50 cal upgrade, not a huge issue. MG42 will not get a full burst on the rifleman. And it does get suppressed there by the other MG42, so this MG42 needs to fall back, get some reinforcements. And now we've got a repair sapper here, which may have overhealed this Stuart. That was overhealed the Stuart as well. Light TF truck has put out, trying to get some crit shots. Intersection gave receiving quite a bit of hits there. And the light TF truck is rolling miss after miss into the cover. Rifle grenades are falling on back. And Stuart is fully healed. The same Stuart is advancing forward now. Only has 2 Tommies at the moment, 2 sappers. One of them upgraded, of course. Fully immobilized there, gets the crit shot. Doesn't take out the sniper there. The sniper didn't take any damage either. Stuart does go down. Over here we got the Panzer Grenadiers. Pack 38 lineup shot there onto the Greyhound, gets some good hits there. Rotates the gun around. Was it being crewed by Luftwaffe ground forces? Looks like the Panzer League player has gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. Pack 38 firing some shots into the carcass for some odd reason. It denies munitions reclamation from his teammate. Oh no, that's from him. Okay. 222 is advancing, trying to, or withdrawing. Scope rifles are advancing as well. May find a boy that's been marksing onto the sniper. Got the Luftwaffe ground forces in the region as well. Rifle grenades raining on in. Rolls a miss there onto the Panzer Grenadier, but does knock him around a little bit. Piet squad advancing. It does find a Piet shot there now. Scope rifle squad's falling back. G43 still in the mix as well. And now 25-pounder barrage raining on in. Needs some hits there on the MG42. Kaliningrad withdrawal as well. Does receive damage into crit. And now these Panzer Grenadiers are falling back, being pursued by the M8.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the artillery.
Supercharged rounds, which means Royal Artillery. Not big surprise. His teammate has not selected Doctrine just yet. And we, of course, got Luftwaffe ground forces. And we got Blitzkrieg. So only one Doctrine remains as the US player. A reliable Doctrine would be armory. They don't need artillery since his teammate's gone for Royal Artillery, so he doesn't need to go for infantry. He could also go for airborne if he so chooses as well. Probably armor Doctrine is probably the best Doctrine for him to go for. Gas sticky bombs being researched. Very nice. And there's also a landmine here deployed out by the US player. PS2 roll misses there on the 222. And that got the Luftwaffe squad advancing, so it's the G43 squad. Plus the scope rifle's going to get inside that garrison. 2 windows on this side. He doesn't pop inside that garrison himself.
Troops can now escape bombs.
Stu make his way forward, gets a decent hit there onto this Piet squad. And we've got SDGs now advancing as well. This scope rifle squad could get wiped out. They're so wounded. Captain is in that sector, but does wipe it out. 17-pounder finds a direct hit there on one of the Panzer Grenadiers. So he has to reinforce his position here with a 17-pounder. Send some rounds there onto the G43 squad. G43 squad needs to fall back. SCG squad can get some great damage. But does fall back there, just a little bit outnumbered. Up north, we've got the Rifleman claiming a Pack 38. Light TF Trek finds a hit there. And I think the Pack 30 finds a hit as well. Got some Vulture Makers deployed on out, going for Panzerfaust, connects. And the Vulture Makers do get suppressed by the Pinto Mount. Light Abstract just needs one rear armor hit there, I think, to finish it off. A rifle grenade's being thrown on in. Does get one of the mauls there, and the Panzer Grenadiers are just sort of dancing around at this moment. Snipers do decrew the Pak-38, very nice. This Pak-38 is still camouflaged.
What are my coordinates?
And the captured Pak-38 is advancing. Smoke rounds raining on in, very nice. Mortar barrage here. Gets a good hit there. If one lands right there, that could be a squad wipe. Gets a great hit there. And we got smoke raining on in. I think that's officer artillery? Or vector artillery, I should say. My apologies, I can't, I'm not sure what you're saying. I only speak US. Or English, blah. Artillery barrage raining on top of the Panzer Grenadiers. We got a Warfman half-track deployed on out, and we do got a Stu 42. Blah, can't speak now. Warfman half-track eyeing a barrage somewhere over here. That's a M1 AT gun. Does get some decent hits there, but nothing critical. Nothing actually too bad, actually. Tank people deployed on out. Rifle grenades get a good splash damage hit there as the Stuart is advancing, forcing back the Panzer Grenadiers. Another Warfman half-track here. Stu's at full health. Pak-38 still camouflaged. These forces aren't making an advance due to is patrolling, avoiding the rifle grenades and hits. US snipers advancing, which would be great for just scouting purposes, not necessarily for killing. But even finding the Pak-38, just need a quick 2 shots and takes out the Cruise Pak-38. Wouldn't be half bad. Of course, he needs to figure out where it's at. Greyhound's advancing. Does find the Pak-38 right there, trying to avoid the Stu. Snipers perhaps lining up shot there on the Pak-38 now. Yep, one hit there. Another connected moves down to the MG42. Good hit there on the destroyed engine crit from the light abstract, I believe. Fully immobilized right now, so now it is very likely to get wiped out. Being destroyed as well, that thing is just down to the 50 cal, and there it goes. On the right side, we got these forces are advancing. Stuart does take out the Panzer Grenadier. Warfman barrage raining on in. That's the decrew Pak-38. M1 AT gun may go down. The Rifleman squad is receiving quite a bit of hits there. Does not receive any Warfman shots on the retreat. Now Vulture Makers making advance. Does receive a sniper shot there now, and additional rifle shots from the infantry crew managed to get a kill as well. Another Vulture Maker squad advancing. No FG-42s just yet. M1 AT gun will get decrewed. And the M1 AT gun does get decrewed as well. Rifle grenades are firing around. Let's see a cancer round. I have a feeling there's going to be a cancer round right now. No cancer round. He retreats back before it gets fired off. And of course, we do got a command tank here to inspire the Stuart. Over here, Piets are avoiding the Stu fire as we got the Hellcat finding a good hit there onto the Stu 42. Stuart finds a good hit there on the MG42 as well. As the Stu's just raining a bit short, hitting the heavy cover terrain. Damage engine crit there on the Stu. And here raid, so he has gone for armor. So we've got armor, Royal Artillery for Splitzkrieg, and Luftwaffe ground forces. And there goes a stew to the captured Pack 38. Camouflage Kettengrad does spot the forces there. We've got artillery ring on top of Pioneers. Flame Engineers do fall back. Ocean Makers are a little bit wounded, but nothing too critical at the moment. Get and repair Sapper in this region. And we've got the STG squad right here. Panzer round does connect and falls up and kills off that Pence Grenadier. It's not looking good for the Axis players.
Calliope standing by for deployment.
One Calliope deployed on the field. We also got the Firefly here. Firefly and Stewart. The Paisley player needs to get out of Parent Panthers as soon as possible. Switch over to him. Panther is researched. He does also can call him butterfly bombs. He's perhaps going for the Overwatch side. Hellcat's now charging forward, which may find these forces. Getting a crit on the light TF track wouldn't be half bad. The problem is he's just getting a bit overran. We've got efficiency 2 on the light vehicles as well. There goes the mortar half track. Good hits there on the Hellcat as well. Needs to rotate his gun around. They got Allied War Machine now being activated. Fully immobilizes that one here. Maybe backing on off, let Allied War Machine wear off before finishing him off would be a good idea. He does get the light ETF track as well. Allied War Machine should wear off relatively soon. This Ocean Maker may get gunned down. Black Irving goes down. That's a minor loss.
Base is under enemy fire.
A captured M1 AT gun trying to respond to this Hellcat, which is fully mobilized. Will be quickly picked off by it. Calliope barrage raining on in, trying to hit the stuff that he thinks is going to reinforce out that direction, but he was mistaken. And now the Hellcat does go down. Kettengrad does spot the Calliope. And now we've got the captain advancing the Fiat. There goes the Kettengrad. There's also a landmine there, which was actually swept, but it may be a bit hard to see. Over on the left side, we've got the Minesweeper Engineers being forced back by the MG-42. 2 Pack 38s, 2 Warframe half-tracks, both of them have Veteran C2. Very nice. Captain Paul casts another ability now. And here comes the Vector Artillery. Warframe and Barrage in this general region may be able to hit the snipers. Good hit there on the Rifleman. A lot of good hits there on the Rifleman squad, but he would not hit the Snipers. Snipers were just got out of the radius. Firefly, Command Tank, and Stewart in this region. You will need to get out of Parapanthers as soon as possible. And Pack 38 will receive some artillery fire there and goes down to the 25-pounder. Good hits there onto the Firefly, getting repaired up by the repair Sapper. Multiple Pack 38s raining some shots in, or that's the M1 AT gun. Rolls a miss there. These guys are still alive. And I'm not sure what went down there. Looks like a Warframe half-track went down. Panthers now advancing. We'll find a landmine there. And these landmines were very, very well placed. Finds another landmine there. This guy will need to back away and get repairs. Firefly is a bit wounded. Good hit there. That Panther's one shot away from death. Does finish off that Stewart there. Now this Panther is being focused down by the 2 inspired Fireflies. And there goes the Panther now. So it looks like, and this Panther can easily run down by the higher health Firefly. But it looks like it's not being chased. AT guns advancing, 2 camouflage Pack 38s, and 1 captured M1 AT gun. And that Panther does get cleaned up. Those Panthers did not last very long. All thanks to a single AT mine. Orphan half-track does go down, so does the Hellcat. But the Hellcat will be replaced by Allied War Machine. Rock grenades get forced on back.
Potential strafing runs can now be requisitioned by our troops.
Good, it's there. Does force them back. It's not looking good for the Axis players, that's for sure. They need a handful of Panthers, and, well, basically they need probably 4 Panthers at this moment. We got Hellcats, we got 2 Fireflies. A 3rd Firefly should be almost out. It's a Calliope. Oh, that's a Priest to help siege the base, and the Steward is right next to a landmine, which could be a bad detonation there. Hellcat advancing, gets a good hit there on the Knights Crossholders. May try to go for a crush. Sniper hits in a shot as well. The Knights Crossholder needs to fall back. Receiving a bit too much fire now. B-43 gets good hits there. SCJ squad should overrun the... Hit squad does overrun the hit squad. Now Hellcat is advancing. The Panzer League player needs to save us. Oh, and there's a crush on the Knights Crossholders. Yeah, it seems pretty overt. Don't see anything being deployed by the Panzer Command. Ace will be focused down the Panzer Command there. Very nice. There's MG42s here. No AT guns left. Salvaging some wreckages. Does he have Tiger available? No, that's the US player. He does not have the Tiger available. Is that enough command points? Is it 4 or 5? Volk's regular Grenadier being deployed on outfield. Ocean Makers are advancing. Low seek some Calliope barrages. Another Calliope barrage ringing up far as well. Immediately being upgraded to Panzertrex. Panzer Command is receiving quite a bit of fire.
We have 200 points.
And now we've got the Priest raining. Oh, yeah, we got 2 Priests on the field and a 25-pounder raining the base of the Panzer League player. Still a minute away from enough manpower to get out a pair of Panthers. Panzer Command is receiving quite a bit of fire there. What's being deployed out? Knights Crossholder is not what he needs. He should be deploying out a Panzer IV or a Panther. Does take out the Hellcat there. The Panzer League player's base is quite battered and bruised, not reinforcing squads because he needs the Panthers. Roll some misses there on that engineer squad. And it looks like, what was it, not the Panzer Command, Panzer Support Command does go down there. Rifleman squad gains some good hits there onto the MG42 of the snipers. MG42, woo, gets suppression on the Rifleman squad, but that won't control too much, though it actually does force back the Rifleman squad, and the Bolshevik Makers do force back the sniper. Calliope barrage raining on in. Does force back the Bolshevik Jaegers. We've seen a bit too much fire there, and now there's a wipes out one of those Bolshevik Makers with the support of the Sherman Crocodile. Kedingrad leading the charge in front of 2 Panthers. As Crossroads are advancing, trying to get past the Passive House onto the Stewart. They got repair sappers here, trying to overkill the Stewart now. Got Vector artillery raining on in. Captain firing some PS shots as well. Stewart will likely go down, but it'll be a minor loss at this point in time. We got the Loiter now being brought on in by the Panzer League player. Not the Loiter, Overwatch. One of the Panthers here immediately goes down. There's way too many Fireflies in this region. Takes up a command tank there. Here comes the next run, and now the Panther goes down. Firefly and command tank does go down. This Firefly and the Stewart's still alive. They are receiving some fire now, since they're firing barrages as it reveals them as they make an impact. The Hellcats and Hellcat and Crocodiles in the mix. Crocodiles trying to hit that Pentric squad, which is doing. Knights Crossroads could try firing a Panzerfaust there onto the Hellcat. The Hellcat does get main gun destroyed, engine destroyed, and looks like the Panzer Declare has backed out of the game. Crocodiles burning that unit, and with one player back to the game's pretty much over. And gotta ended off the game with accusations. Of course you have to.
Near the perimeter. Our base is under attack.
And that's the end of the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. The beginning game was quite good. The ending, not so much. Yep. And before I start up the next game, I need to use restroom. If you want to see, while I'm using the restroom, go to make ask if you want to debate whether or not you want to see a 2v2 or 1v1. Just one moment, please. Alright, I am back, and looks like only one person's messaging saying it's a 2v2, so let's go and do a 2v2 then. I'm just going to repeat that replay. Yep, that was this one here. A lot from the same player. It's not a bad thing, it's just that I tried to mix it up a little bit with different players. Oh, I actually do have a 3v3 replay. But I think I actually already cast that one. Yep, this one is some other players. So let's go ahead and get started. And you may hear me a little bit. I'm going to snack on a bit of pears since I'm getting a bit hungry. And here we are. Oh, I hope you wanted the same map again. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another... can't think. Coh1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the US player of Droppy, spawning as his teammate as the British forces of Mika 3772. On the south side as the Wehrmacht player of Jenny from Da Block. And as the Panzer Elite player, we have Lord Da Chila.
Eric's complete, as ordered.
His name is Droppy. Also got the pair of pioneers going forward, Wehrmacht's quarters, nothing too crazy. We've got more Panzer Grenadiers. I'm assuming that's Panzer Grenadiers, which is pretty common. Barracks, not support weapons center. And the only build order that can be relatively variable is probably the British forces. So let's keep him selected for the time being. Got Lieutenant Infantry Section into pack up. It's pretty common. And he's probably going to plant himself in the center munitions point here. It's either here or here is usually where people plant themselves.
Good old Winston should be happy with that one. Area secure, no contact. The area is secure. I don't see any sign of Jerry.
Jeep has been deployed on out. We've got the Kengrad rolling around.
We're in field.
And Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers making their way forward. He's not going for an early MG42. Probably may go one after this point. Scope rifles will be capturing that fuel point. Jeep is on the flanks, and we've got the Jeep now pursuing the Kengrad. The first engagement of the game. We've got a Jeep trying to gun down an unarmed transport. Lieutenant and engineers from his teammate are advancing, trying to pursue the Kengrad. Got two Pence Grenadiers here. Not exactly a great spot for the lieutenant, so it looks like the lieutenant's going to capture the northern fuel point. Not in fact that he can't support or inspire U.S. troops. They think differently. We're very different from the Brits. Sandbags been pointed out. That's not trying to ghost sandbags to prevent movement of the Jeep. That's literally him trying to build sandbags next to his Jeep.
We're losing a strategic location.
And it's going to take time to repair up the Jeep while in combat there. And that's why he built sandbags. Provide cover for repairs.
Target secure. Watch for Hans gents.
Over here, we've got a lot of Volksgrenadiers, Pioneers laying down some tank traps, as well as a good amount of wire there. He has wired off and tank trapped this section. Needs some more tank traps here. And are they stuck there? Yep, they're... Or maybe not the building. Not sure if they could be stuck there. More wire going down. A lot of wire being put out by both the Verabach and US player. Find out some more sandbags there so we can repair up the Jeep while in combat. But that'll be useful for the riflemen either way. 3 squads of Pennsylvanians are behind that bit of heavy cover there. But right now, this fuel point is not in sector for the Axis players. In fact, the scope rifles pushed all the way over here, outside the Panzer Elite's base. Volksgrenadiers are behind some heavy cover there, very nice. If that sector is secure, these guys will not move at full pace because that sector is still out of supply.
Infantry closing in on us. Drop it.
Volksgrenadiers to be inside this building here, that'd be a good building to fight from. It's a bit of a weird, chaotic combat, because this map, you got the forces going over here. Riflemen and Jeep. Jeep is mostly getting focused down there. He should be hitting the rifleman squads. He's been doing a good job keeping that thing repaired up while in combat. So overall, great engagement there by the US player. The riflemen just getting free damage right there. They have not been... They've been hit a couple times, but that's about it. Now they're being focused down. Volksgrenadiers do force back those intersections. At this point, we'll be captured now, which will actually get this sector in supply, but it will be all for nothing.
The German target has been destroyed.
Nope. German target's been destroyed. Could be, could be the Kettengrad. I don't see the Kettengrad alive anymore on the map. And these flamers get some great damage there. They need a full retreat there. Wipes out one squad there. They do fall back now. And he's going to have a very, very long retreat path because of all that wire deployed out by the US player. Let's get a squad wipe there.
German target.
And, oh, all 3 of those squads go down. That's not good for the Panzer Elite player. Maybe now he can actually go for Luftwaffe ground forces and get out Fallschirmjägers as replacements. Wehrmacht sniper inside the house. Jeep inside coming in for as well. Does find the other sniper as well. The Volksgrenadiers here in support. Does do a full retreat right there, trying to keep these snipers alive.
Supply lines are broken. We have a territory cut off from supply.
Riflemen advancing. Yep, these Pioneers are trapped there, just as I figured. That tank trap does get destroyed out. This Pioneer will be next. 2 snipers are advancing. They will run into a Jeep, that's just not good for the snipers. Overall, the Allies have great field control, but this map is... Oh, there goes Jeep. Have you ever heard the term of border gore? That's basically been this mini-map so far, this entire game. This Pioneer will get wiped out.
Enemy unit has been knocked out.
Rifleman squad is falling on back. Snipers are advancing. 2-2s are making their way forward as well. Referring... I'm not going to go into that.
Section here, sir.
Munitions point's being captured up, so is this munitions point as well.
Rifles here, sir.
CP ready for combat.
Now we do have the field support truck deployed. And it's got the fuel point being captured up as well. Infrastructures start making their way forward. Volksgrenadiers are... We get inside that garrison. They will get inside that garrison. Hitting that Brent squad will be quite ideal. Sniper hits the Brent squad as well. And these guys will likely be forced back relatively soon. And those guys do fall back.
We've secured the fuel depot, awaiting further orders. Section is ready. What do you want?
Sounds like they secure the fuel depot.
CP setting up. Won't take a moment.
And now the infantry support truck going on down. We do got a infantry station, casualty clearing station being deployed on out to cover not only heal its forces, but also recover some casualties. Riflemen, however, getting hit severely by the 2-2. We have another 2-2 being deployed on out, trying to help support his teammate. Volksgrenadiers are outside the trench, they should be inside the trench. That's how trenches work. It does actually cut that wire there as well. It does fall back, perhaps a little bit too early. Could have ran through, but I suppose with the 2-2s in the region, that would do quite a bit of damage.
Ready for action, Captain.
Big blob intersections are advancing. Maybe Blitzkrieg could be a good option to bring in. A couple of Sioux shots can help to really soften up those blobs. Snipers do find a couple kills there. Now we've got some rifle grenades. We got straight up units here. We got the Brent guns, scope rifles, rifle grenades, and unupgraded. Officer receiving quite a bit of hit there, just using not being retreated back. Let's get the casualty clearing station. We're healing now. Rifle grenades and P8s are firing on board. Just going blitz away for that one. Receiving a bit of hits. Sort of having a bit of poor control there.
We are losing an ammo point.
Still poor control, but luckily they're phasing through each other now. And this Bofors emplacement is actually a good item to prevent those 2-2s from advancing. I agree with that. And if somebody gets inside the garrison as well, we can start nailing the garrison. What is the Panzer League player even deploying? Let's switch up the Panzer League player. He has 1,000 manpower. That would make sense if he's going for Panthers, but he only has one. He has 2 structures for that. May not even be any research. He should be getting out. He should really deploy out Luftwaffe ground forces to get out some Fallschirmjägers, since he needs replacement Panzer Grenadiers.
Ready for order. Ready to roll.
A lot of intersections making their way forward. We do have, of course, a lieutenant to support them as well, and a U.S. sniper coming in. The breach has been cleaned on up, but there is still an opening there for capturing the point itself. 3 Wehrmacht snipers, 2 Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers should just get inside these trenches to hold the line. The 2s are advancing as well. This point is being hit. I think since his teammate still has it won't cut off anything, so it's only cutting off the person, which he can just rely on his teammate. Looks like an off my parachute. Nailed one of the snipers. There goes the Volks Grenadiers as well.
Base is under enemy fire. They've lost their unit.
Testing out 1 and 222s there, very nice. And now the STG squad is getting ripped apart. Yeah, he's not a very good player, is he? Mortar half track trying to hit these riflemen, but I think he's doing more friendly fire than good. $1,700 manpower. Everybody wish they had that, so they can spend it. And its observation post will go down, likely to the mortar half track. I know that was a decent hit there, but the rifleman should be able to finish it off. I'm not sure what actually rained on in. Looks like we got an M2 barraging on in. Gets a kill there on that structure. Camp Graph Center is also deployed out as well. And that is a very, very big blob of units. Switch over to the Panzer Elite or Wehrmacht player. And the Panzer Elite player casting GG. First code being deployed on out, which is of course effective for his opponent's current composition. And yep, the Wehrmacht player's back out of the game. That's game.
We are losing ground.
And that's in the replay. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. That was not really that good. Had a chaotic start, but that's about it. Let's see, was it? Not that one. Not that one. Nope. I'll find it a little bit later. Let's go ahead and start for, doing replays from the bottom now. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Coh1 Replays. Spawned on the south side as the US player of Biggest Master Troll. Spawned on the north side as the Panzer Elite player of Sol Goodman. Wehrmacht quarters going on down. You got the barracks going on down. One engineer, likely, yep, only 2 pioneers this time around. Looks like overall going to be a pretty standard game.
Engineers ready for the fight.
Engineers, looks like they are going to support building out the barracks, going for the munitions point here. So it looks like he's going to eye the right side of the map and forfeit the left side.
Barracks complete, as ordered.
And we've got a rifleman now being deployed. Over here, we'll likely see a Volks Grenadier. MG42. I usually guess wrong with that. Munition points are being captured on up. This viewpoint has been captured as well. This viewpoint is being captured up first. It is going to be out of supply, so this engineer will need to capture up this cutoff point first.
Pioneers have captured munitions location.
And the MG42 is currently capturing up the cutoff point there. Very nice. And the Pioneers are capturing up the fuel point. This munition point has been captured, so this is guy going to be capturing up the left flank of the map. And since the US player is not deployed out, oh, we've got the engineer over there now. Fuel point has been captured. This one has not. This sector has not been captured just yet, and the riflemen will be eyeing for this munitions point. They do spot the MG42. MG40 is trying to set on up. Does not get any bursts off onto the rifleman.
Pioneers here.
Pioneers have captured the fuel point now. And now here comes the first fire of the game. Rifleman gets the first shot off. Oh, it's going to be the MG42. The MG42 is now falling on back. Now got Volks Grenadiers advancing now as well. Got the VP being captured up. You got this Rifleman squad now behind some light cover. Pioneers are advancing, trying to get some good damage there on the Volks Grenadiers. They are going to get some good damage and draw the fire for the Riflemen as well. Now make it so the Rifleman squad can get some, will stay around for much longer. Pioneers are in the mix as well. Rifleman squad may need to focus on the Volks Grenadier first. They're quite wounded. Yet the Volks Grenadier squad will need to fall back sooner rather than later. But the MG42 is sitting on up. He's starting to stall off for the MG42 and trying to go for forward reinforcements. Well, does force back the Rifleman squad either way. This Rifleman squad could potentially get a wipe on that Pioneer. They're quite wounded right now. I got 2 Volks Grenadier squads deployed on out. 2 Pioneers, 2 Volks, 1 MG42 versus 3 Riflemen and 2 Engineers. Engineers and Pioneers are fighting out each against each other now. Most of the Pioneers are losing out.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
We got a full combat load.
Riflemen are advancing. Let's get some good free damage there on the Volks Grenadiers. Very nice. This is the fresh Rifleman squad. And the Rifleman squad is getting hit quite hard. Over here, we got the Rifleman squad backing away from the Volks Grenadiers. The Rifleman does get inside this garrison, able to get some good shots across multiple units, but they're going to be way outnumbered and way outgunned. The Rifleman squad slowly advancing, getting some good hits there on those Volks Grenadiers. This one's still sort of fighting behind that house. Does get inside the garrison now. Throwing a second Rifleman squad wouldn't be half bad. There's a lot of windows on this side here. 5 windows. There's only 4 members left, and there's also a couple windows on each side from the fire against all of these units in front of them. Rifleman squads, we're seeing quite a bit of hits there. This one's trying to hit this squad. They perhaps need to focus down. Both of these guys need to focus down that guy there. There's still 2 windows on that side, but this squad inside the garrison will be forced some back. Got these Riflemen behind some heavy cover there, and got a bunker here. That's likely, that could be either for casualty or for an MG bunker. You could always throw a MG inside of the casualty bunker to get, well, an MG inside the bunker. Does fall back right there. And all the Axis forces are right here. Multiple bunkers? That has to be for a casualty recovery bunker. This is going for an MG bunker. That is for a casualty recovery bunker. So what's this one doing right here? Are they both for casualty recovery bunkers? Let's just wait and find out. I have no idea what's going on. We got the Rifleman squad advancing. It does force back the Rifleman squad there. We got defensive doctrine selected as well, which of course does, it's pretty cheap, 45 munitions. The Volks Grenadiers do force back the Rifleman squad there as well. He's been lobbying forward. Pioneers go around capture this point, and got both of them casualty recovery bunkers. Having 2 casualty recovery bunkers does have its benefits. It makes it really hard for you to gun down all the medics, because 2 is relatively easy to deal with, but 4, constantly trying to pick up the casualties, is actually quite difficult. And throw down a bunch of wire there, very nice. He's got a comp graph center for veterancy as well. Has access to the next battle phase. MG42 will be sitting on up, should be able to suppress that Rifleman squad, no problem. Yeah, it does suppress him. It does fall back immediately. It does spot both casualty recovery bunkers, which may throw him for a bit of a loop. A single Pack 38 would be quite useful. He's going for a motor pool. He needs Pack 38. The Rifleman squad is engaging these Volks Grenadiers. Oh, hasn't picked up any casualties just yet. There's the first casualty there. Does fall back now. Rifleman squad does get suppressed by the MG42 inside the
Let's
garrison.
attack our forward base.
Rifleman squads advancing will find these wire there. Accidentally attacks the wire there. It's bolt resistant. We've got another squad of riflemen over here. The rifleman squads are all quite wounded. He's rushing quick Greyhound. Greyhound will be very important. Do we see out a Pack 30 on the build queue? Pack 30 is on the build queue as well. Looks like the Greyhound will come out first. Sorry about that. I'm trying to eat a bit of lunch. Some pears. Going out landmine there, that could be very useful when fighting that Greyhound.
Gun crew, ready?
Pack 38 complete. Greyhound is advancing in this sector now. Does have the armored skirts, like getting the 50 cals up soon. No mine on that path.
Let's attack our forward base.
Does fire a shot there onto the bunker now.
Attention.
Multiple hits there under the bunker.
The enemy
Good.
advances.
But they are quite resilient.
Enemy munitions location ready to secure.
Rifleman captured the munitions point here. Going for landmines there with the engineers. Very nice. How much vision does he have? Yeah, he does actually spot that.
Mine lane complete. Clears the breach.
Pack 38 line-up shot.
Attack our forward
Connects.
base.
Pioneers have seized objective. No
We
enemy
will
in
need to
sight.
fall back away from that Pack 38. Pioneers can take some time to repair that up. Flame engineers can do some damage to the bunker, but it'll take a bit of time, and I don't think he has enough time with all these Volksgrenadiers in the region.
Orders.
Greyhound has backed off a little bit. 2 rifleman squads coming to reinforce. Over on the left side, we got another rifleman squad advancing forward. Nose claim this regular strategic point. Pioneers who have a flammable warfare now, and force fires the ground there. Yep, he did see that. He did realize it. Force grenades advancing infantry inside the garrison. Pack 30 coming to support as well. He's getting some good splash damage there onto the landmine. Should be detonating relatively shortly.
Pioneer, bereit? Pioneer's ready.
Oh, looks like some of these trees. There we go. Does get the kill there now.
Sniper reporting for duty.
Fresh Wehrmacht sniper deployed on out. Riflemen making their way forward, trying to hit this munitions point.
We have gained the
They only need to
momentum on the
decapture it.
field.
They don't need to fully capture it because it won't be in supply. Won't net any resources for him.
We are losing ground.
And nope, he's going to make his way over here now. He will find that Wehrmacht landmine. He will get fully pinned there and severely wounded. Pack 38 finds a good hit there. Panzerfaust fires as well. But will it actually connect? Maybe not. Riflemen trying to avoid this fire. We've got the Pioneer model being recovered as well. Trying to focus on the medics, but there's plenty of medics where he came from. Wehrmacht snipers push way forward. Medics charging forward, trying to pick up that casualty as well. There's multiple casualties for the medics to pick on up. If he keeps those, if he keeps these Volksgrenadiers alive, he will get 3 Grenadiers relatively shortly. Plus Volksgrenadiers fighting as well. Does suppress one of the rifleman squads. Some of the medics are getting hit now. And picks up multiple casualties right there. 2 more casualties being picked up. That one does get gunned down, so he will prevent that casualty. That one gets gunned down as well. He's spending a lot of time pinning those medics, but he's starting to lose the fight because of it.
Our forward base.
And this casualty will be reclaimed. But he will not get the others, likely. We've got a US mortar out. The US mortar does make sense. It will be helpful getting that MG42 displaced as well as the bunkers. Yep, and like, all the casualties expired, but he's lost the fight because he spent a bit too much time hitting those medics. We got some bars now to play on the field. That's a lot of bars. And if Wehrmacht's able to win a fight while the medic near those bunkers, he should be able to get some free grenadiers, no problem. More smoke raining on in, very nice. The Greyhound is still alive.
Initiating defensive operations.
Defensive operations has off-map power shoot. He's trying to displace those bunkers, so he's going for infantry doctrine. That leaves his opponent to figure out what doctrine he will go for. US play has enough munitions for a off-map power shoot. We got some more passive files raining on in, trying to avoid that artillery fire now. The MP42 would like to get wiped out. He didn't have time to micro it. Does take out the Greyhound there. No efficiency on the Volksgrenadiers. There's a bit of a problem. There's use defensive operations now. Pack 38 will get overran, but does get suppressed there by the something. Mostly by the US mortar. Medic's trying to get some more casualties. He will gun that one down. For the Fatherland is active. He needs to get these guys over here. He has 2 Wehrmacht snipers. He needs to start engaging the riflemen. Also, there's also a grenade warfare as well, so maybe it wasn't the US mortar that was hitting him.
What do you need?
Grenadiers are advancing over this direction. Not sure why.
Cowards attack our forward base.
A lot of casualties here. Most medics are down once again, but you will get more casualties recovered. Rifleman is being forced on back. I've seen a bit too much fire there. Maybe that's why he moved his guys over there trying to get a squad wipe. Maybe he could send out a pioneer over the left flank to capture some of these other sectors. Both players could do that with their engineers and pioneers. I think the Flamer engineer is doing that now. Riflemen do have 4 reinforcements right there. Now there's a sniper. That was his first kill. That US sniper should have stayed camouflaged and not fired a shot. It's best to let your first sniper shot be on your opponent's sniper. Max charging on forward. Some casualties right there. Medics down. Next medic's charging forward. This one will stick around. Casualty has expired, but of course the medic will still charge forward the last known location. And the medic does go down there now.
Where do you want us?
MG42 will cover the victory point.
The enemy advances.
And we do have now the assault phase starting. Mortar raining on in, gets a good hit there. Rifleman squads pushing the way forward. Guys, got the grenade worker. We've got 2 squads of MP40 Volksgrenadiers and no counterattack center just yet. Grenade warfare has lost a model there. MP40s, however, gained some great damage on in. Other MP40 Volk squads advancing. Does capture the Pack 38, trying to claim it for his own. Does get a suppression there from the mortar hit. Rifleman inside the garrison, trying to hunt down that sniper potentially. Both the Wehrmacht snipers are still around. One of them is quite wounded. And now trying to rush down the US mortar as well. Does get suppressed there by the bars. Now the riflemen are falling back. We've got a number of the casualties being reclaimed. At least 1 medic charging forward. He actually didn't lose a whole lot of models there. Or at least not a whole lot of them turned to casualties. At least the grenade warfare got decrewed.
Volksgrenadiers have taken sector point. We're under fire, my sword! Yes, Kamerad!
Volksgrenadiers do get burned up a little bit there.
We're losing territory.
But it's there on the engineers.
The enemy has 300 points.
Target
It does finish off the flamer engineers there. Very nice. One of the Wehrmacht snipers did go down the engagement. That was the wounded one. And this Grenade Warfare has been reclaimed. Pack 38, captured Pack 38 has been fully captured. Got more riflemen here as well. Battle phase has been researched now as well, so we may see an awesome Panzer IV. He knows against infantry doctrine with the off-map combat shoot, or howitzer shoot. These Volksgrenadiers getting ripped apart by the bars at long range. These guys will need to fall back a little shortly. We've got the sniper getting some shots on in. Volksgrenadiers are trying to soft retreat away. Does do a full retreat there. He needs veterancy for these guys. The riflemen are getting some veterancy now. Medics charging forward. Looks like all 4 medics charging on forward. Now is a good time for the Volksgrenadiers to re-advance as they start trying to gun down those medics. We'll spend a bit of time trying to gun down those medics. MP40 Volks. Could get some good damage there. Got For the Fatherland now being activated now. Off-map power shoot rating right there. So the Volksgrenadiers need to charge forward towards this other bunker. Grenade Warfare may go down. Looks like 2 of the medics will manage to escape on out, but one of them, both of them looks like will get gunned down there. Does lose the Grenade Warfare. And one of the medics will recover casualty. That will give him a free Grenadier. We got registered artillery now available. If you would have had a bit more munitions, perhaps you could have used it right there. Bunkers still have plenty of health. Now riflemen are going along the flanks. Pack 38 pushing way forward. That it will be a tool to help displace those bunkers. Is that sticky bombs? Yep, sticky bombs being researched. Still no Kampfkraft Center. We got the Panzer Command. Be a good idea to get out those Ostwind or Panzer IV. Not a Panther. He needs anti-infantry support. Mortar team does get decrewed, and he says he was packed up. It will get fully wiped. MP40 Volts are charging on forward. There should be some medics now available for him to cover these casualties. Frag Grenade does wipe out one of those MP40 Volts. A bit of a loss there. Now charging forward, there's 4-man and 6-man. The sniper does find a shot there on the US sniper, taking it out. The medics will go ahead and claim some casualties. And does fall back with both those squads there. A lot of wounded models there. Not a whole lot of medics remaining for the Wehrmacht flare. Only just 1 managed to respawn at the moment. He may be able to run forward, grab another casualty. There's at least 2 right here, though I think this one expired. These 2 are still alive. Yep, now got some extra medics now. Yep, and they all expired in time, or before he gets there. He's been a bit unlucky. He has actually got an LMG upgrade. Throws out a grenade there onto the bunker. Will kill the sniper inside the garrison. Some of these riflemen are getting quite vetted. There's 2 Vet 2 riflemen. Entry 42 has rotated around. Grenadiers maybe eyeing for that garrison. Problem is there's too many riflemen in this region. Now here comes Ostwind, exactly what he needs. He needs plenty of fuel for a Panzer IV or for later on a Panther.
Attention, the enemy advances.
The Ostwind so far has been getting miss after miss after miss. And still no Kampfkraft Center for veterancy. Second Ostwind has been deployed on out in the field. We do not see a tank depot for a Sherman tank or for a M10.
Heavy recon here. The objective is on Sierra.
Landmine has been deployed out right there. He did spot it. He gets detonated now. Mortar smoke running on top of the bunker. And we got some tank traps being put out by the engineers. It actually makes sense that he doesn't want those Ostwind to advance any closer to his base than that. Now M2 running on in as well. He knows his opponent's gone for defensively for the fog land being activated. Panther on the build queue. I sort of decrease the Panther. Hands of Horus would be a bit better for the US player. The US player has a bit of fuel, not enough munitions for off-map power shoot, given enough time, and is getting out M1 AT gun, which makes sense. So M1 AT gun plus the Pack 38 will give him a good amount of AT vehicle to hit those Ostwinds. I saw a bunch of plus tickers right there, although they're medic models. The medics like to go around one medic station, even though they're from two separate medic stations. Great hit there by the Ostwind. Tried to go for sticky bomb there, but was very unsuccessful, and gets fully wiped. This medic station has received some shots, so plenty of health. MP40 folks trying to overrun the mortars. Ostwinds can go ahead and advance, perhaps advance towards right here. Yep, and does get it fully wiped out, so he's packed it up. Grenadiers advancing as well, and does lose out folks Grenadiers. They actually may have been friendly fire from that Ostwind. Panthers advance as well. Grenadiers need to fall back a little bit wounded, and didn't even retreat it back. Ostwind needs to back away from the riflemen. There do get a sticky bomb off there. Panthers trying to hit the Pack 38 now, and there goes Ostwind. It does get a sticky bomb there on the Panther as well. These tanks are being poorly controlled. We may see some more sticky bombs there. Still no efficiency on his vehicles either, or infantry. No Kampfkraft Center. Medics being gunned down as well. Ostwind's advancing, trying to get some hits there on that pack gun, but the pack gun will get some hits on him. Severely wounded. This rifleman squad should be able to get the sticky bomb off. I don't think he's actually microing it all too well. Does throws some guys into the treads, getting them ground up, and the Ostwind does go down to the pack gun.
We have lost it.
The Panzer League player could have played this game so much better. Panther's main gun's now destroyed and hit by the Pack 38.
Heavy rocket batteries are asking for a target.
And now that can be called on the M2 if he ever gets a guy over there. Maybe a sniper, just a camouflage forward, screw around the flanks to spot for it. M2 trying to hit that MG42. Only one Volks Grenadier remains, and the Grenadiers course itself is down. And the Pioneers are also wounded, and they won't get any health regen until it gets Veterancy 1 on them.
Heavy recon here. Ready for orders.
Attention.
Ooh.
The enemy advances.
Gets a first hit there, but does not get the wipe. Medics trying to cover repair casualties. If they both get recovered, he will get free Grenadier. Pack 38 does get decrewed there, hitting the rifleman as well. MG42 does suppress the rifleman. And it looks like the Panther is still alive, hopefully getting repaired up.
Attack our forward base.
Wait. Way back over? Who won? The US player backed out? Okay, this seems a little bit abrupt. By the way, this is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That was really abrupt. And let's go ahead and go for this game here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Coh1 Replay. Spawn on the south side as the British forces with Top Gaming, and as the British forces we have Roos. Spawning on the north side as the Panzer League player, we have Phil. And spawning as his teammate as the Wehrmacht player, we have Lightning Strikes again.
Oi, Atkins, listen up.
Scope rifles. This squad may be eyeing for this fuel point right there. If he's able to capture the fuel point, he's able to lock it down right here. Man truck. Getting out some more intersections, not packing on up at the moment.
Ready to set off.
I'm not sure where the scope rifle squad is going. It's maybe eyeing for this garrison.
We're ready. Get us to the fight.
Another intersection has been deployed on out. Kaliningrad is receiving some fire. Got the first pen there.
Look at that piece of shite.
Fuel point being captured by the Pioneers as we got the scope rifles could hop in the back of the Bren carrier. They do not. Scope rifles may be eyeing for this fuel point now. Either of these players could pack up and try to secure that sector. Gotta make sure they pack up not at the same time so they can maintain their income. Kaliningrad does camouflage, which means the off ground forces.
Lieutenant, ready for action.
Lieutenant has been deployed on out. This sector will be secured.
Location is secure. This should help our vehicles.
And that fuel point has been captured. This one will be captured as well. That would be a lot of fuel for the Brits.
Front's shifting. Jerry's
Kaliningrad
overrunning
trying
one
to
of our
capture that
supplies.
fuel point now is receiving quite a bit of fire from the scope rifles, and the Kaliningrad will
NCO's
go
reporting
down.
they've destroyed a
Bren
German
carrier
tank.
may have spotted that it's camouflage Kaliningrad, and this one may go down as well. Trying to camouflage away, will be pursued by the mounted unit. And that's buttoned it up right there. Needs to get that guy a little bit closer in order to keep the spawning. Currently not being fired, but still being buttoned. And now got a regular machine gun bunker here. A Vickers emplacement. And this Kaliningrad will go down.
NCO's
A
reporting
couple
they
quick
have destroyed
kills
a
for
German
the against the Panzer League player. Losing both of those Kaliningrads is a bit of a problem. It appears they only deployed out one Panzer Grenadier here, trying to go for our various structures. Has gone for straight to Panzer Jäger Command. We've got also the scout car deployed on now as well. So logistics company into Panzer Jäger Command. We probably won't see the 4-man squad upgrade because it's likely to go for Luftwaffe squads and Fallschirm Jägers.
HQ command truck has established our base of operations. Out.
That is a very forward HQ command truck. I'm expecting something along this area right here to keep this fuel point secure, but no. This point is actually now set on up. Green can now take time to pack up his HQ, since his teammate will maintain supply.
Good to go. Standing by.
And the scope rifle will be eyeing this heavy cover now. MG42 being deployed on out, and we've got this Bren carrier now captured the fuel point. Vickers emplacement does find a barrage there. 223 has been upgraded, trying to capture that fuel point. And that's why actually the only squad that can safely capture the point, because otherwise they will be gunned up a bit. Pioneers, however, receiving quite a bit of fire. And the fuel point will be captured on up. STG squad has been voted up by the Panzer League player, so he's actually gotten the upgraded Panzer Jäger command. Wait. He has the upgraded Panzer Jäger command, which means let's switch over to him. Is he going for martyrs? Nope, that's a 222, not a martyr. Is he going for any more STG squads? Doesn't appear to be. 222s make sense. The martyr did not would not make sense, and going for the SCG upgrade this early is sort of weird. It's only could benefit one squad, and is only benefiting one squad. where he does not have any other infantry sections or Panzer Grenadiers. He could go for the 4-man squad as well eventually, so maybe get a pair of STG squads with 4 men. We have mortar emplacement here to go along with the Vickers emplacement. Friend carrier here, as well as another Vickers emplacement. So it looks like the Brits are establishing a front line. We got field support truck and headquarters command truck now advancing. Red is creeping his way forward. HQ is currently garrisoned by a single lieutenant, which could perhaps keep the Slit Trench garrison. Mortar is trying to engage this unit. Wehrmacht sniper deployed on out. We got the Volkswagen set on up, siphoning away the resources from this fuel point here. This Slit Trench will be cleaned on up by the 2-2, not fully complete. Got multiple. Oh, this one is actually complete. Garrisoned by a lieutenant. Another mortar emplacement right here. A lot of light emplacements for the Brits. That's been uncommon. We got Luftwaffe ground forces being deployed on out.
Scout car ready for combat.
So we got another 2-2. That makes sense. The Panzer League player does not appear to have selected doctrine just yet. This Brit appears not selected doctrine either. Nor has this one. Kaliningrad is falling on back. Mortar barrages and just generally everywhere. Does get a decent hit there on the mortar motorcycle. Blah. And now we got a Stuart being deployed on out. Got an early Stuart for one of the Brits. Okay, we've got now the lieutenant firing against that motorcycle now.
NCOs reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Victory countdown started.
Next players have a little bit low on VPs. Sniper. Now Stuart is advancing. Here are a lot of mortars. So far, it's actually been a bit of a passive game with 2 Brits in the middle of the map. Good to see some mortar half tracks for the Panzer League player. That's usually what people deploy to detrench a Brit. We got this Bren carrier loaded up with a Piat squad. Now these scopers are advancing. Does spot the 2-2-3 that's locking down. Is in support of an officer. He's now charging forward. Got some good hits there onto that 2-2-3 now. Now 2-2s are advancing. Destroyed engine and damaged engine, so it's not really going anywhere anytime soon. And these guys who get suppressed, does 2-3 there. MP42 and Pack 38 does connect to the Bren carrier. Pack 38 and some camouflage Kettengrad and Funkfog in this region, spotting all of this in region. There's spot another Piat upgrade, Stuart being repaired on up. And we've got the sappers camouflaging right now. As a team up forward doctrine. Okay, he's gone for Ruhr artillery. And scope rifles are now decapturing that cutoff point, but we're cutting off nothing since the other player is able to maintain supply. He will go ahead and fall back. Does take out the Kettengrad right there, the camouflage Kettengrad. Scope rifles, Piats, and infantry section making the way forward. Funkwagen does fall back as well. Pack 38 in infantry region. Funk Falcon received some misses there. These forces are currently suppressed. Lieutenant is not veteran. And Pack 38 finds a hit there on the Stewart. Finds another hit there. One more shot and it's dead.
Contact report. Enemy vehicle has been knocked out.
And does take out the Stewart there as well. That's a big loss. 1 and 2 to do is go down. We do got a Martyr deployed out. I see now the Stewart's dead. That Martyr's only be useful in displacing those buildings. Pack 38 will get decrewed. The Piats may take their time to destroy it entirely. Also, he's got out his armor support truck. Actually going to capture the Pack 38. Very nice. Piat squad may need to fall back. But it's there onto the armored car. Fuel point has been decaptured. Motorcycle engaging the captured Pack 38 at close range.
German target has been knocked out.
And now the Mars receiving some hits there. Got a Goliath being deployed out by the Funkwagen. Scope rifles trying to make their way forward. Does get suppressed by the MG back at base. And I think the Goliath just got picked off right there.
We squared away the position. Ready for new orders. Captain, the lads are ready to fight.
Grenadiers do see some hits there. There's a lot of infantry sections in the region, plus with the officer nearby. Piat squad needs to fall back. Sure, one Piat is nice, but one model can quickly go down.
Go ahead, son.
These Piat squads are camouflaged right there, ready to ambush any armor. And he's in the observation post now. This game's going in favor towards the Brits.
Right element, move up.
Observation post does go down. We do got some deployed with Shum Armory. They need a Warfman. Nebel Warfare wouldn't hurt as well. I forgot about that.
Forces are ready for assault.
And he has gone for Blitzkrieg, going down the manpower blitz line because they need some manpower. The Panzer player doesn't appear to have got any mortar half tracks, but he does need some mortar half tracks. That's Grenadiers will need to fall back. Oh, those guys are so wounded. Grenadiers are making their advance. MP42 does find some good suppression there onto these forces. Nebel Warfare looks like if you're eyeing for a barrage over here, I hear some artillery raining on it as well. It's officer artillery. Nebel Warfare's barrage is, of course, quite large and scatterous, literally hitting everywhere except on top of where he was aiming for. 2-2 still skirmishing around, look off ground forces trying to get some damage on in. We've got trying to get, engage that. Funkwagen does go down there. PS hit the 2-2 there. Grenadiers are advancing. Grenadiers threw a grenade, but got caught up the Wehrmacht quarters. That would have been a great grenade right there. Goes out point blank grenade there, forcing them back. If that grenade didn't get caught on the Wehrmacht quarters, that could be a very different story. We got Cromwell command tank as well as Staghound. And also the Axis players are casting GG.
Ready for instructions.
I don't know why. That looks like a floating. That looks like a ghost just floating
You have
around.
300 points left.
Slit trench right there is going to be hard for them to displace. Nebel Warfare needs to get a pretty accurate hit in order to get that gone. And that's the end of the replay. This is Adam Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Seems like we've been getting a string of bad luck on replays. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I casted this one. It didn't go well. Or was that this game? Same map as well. Hey, download the same replay twice. Let's... Yeah, let's go with this one. I don't think he uploaded this replay, based on the fact that the name is different. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Coh1 Replays. Spawned on the right side as the British Forces, we have Top Gaming. Spawning as teammate as the other British Forces, we have Limitless. Spawning their opponent as the Panzer Wehrmacht player, we have Snake. And as his teammate as the Panzer League player, we have El Massacre.
Oi, listen up, gents.
See, I actually don't really know where the Brit players usually set up on this map. I can see on this fuel point down here, or maybe right here to get this fuel point, or something along this road. Up north, this fuel point's probably very obvious, but this one wouldn't be half bad either, unless they want to go for a whole bunch of munitions. That's not a possibility.
Petrol reserve secured.
This HQ command truck is making his advance. Let's see where he packs up, or sets up.
We've captured the target.
And looks like he's going to go ahead and set up on this munitions point here, so it's eyeing for more munitions.
Lads are ready for fighting.
Grand carry going on up. Got this HQ command truck is packing on up. There was a brief moment of no resources, so they probably lost like 2 or 3 munitions, 2 and 3 fuel. Wehrmacht players laying down some wire. More wire right here. Volksgrenadier should be popping out relatively shortly. I got scope rifles engaging the Volksgrenadiers now. The scope rifles are behind heavy cover, so they're more likely to win out.
Section reporting. Who's listening?
Grand carrier advancing will find this Schimwagen. He could try butting it to get it really dead. Grenadiers hop inside this garrison, but there's no windows on this side. There are windows on this side here. G43 squad trying to decapture that fuel point now. They do get that point decaptured. Schimwagen will need to run away a little bit more. Grand carrier is still receiving some fire, but still pretty far from dead. The Brand carrier does fall back. Got 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers now making way up north.
Under fire!
We've got the Pioneers just laying down some tank traps in that region. Headquarters command truck has been spotted. Both of them have set up on a munitions point now. Grand carrier is being upgraded to MMG carrier as well. Schimwagen does roll on by. Didn't tempt him.
Panzer forces are trying to secure our fuel dump.
Intersection does pop out. This one does get outside the MMG carrier, or soon to be MMG carrier, is getting some repairs now. Cinder grenade thrown, very nice, and that's going to be a very good cinder grenade since it was getting 4 models right there. MMG carrier upgrade has been complete. We're gonna hit these forces now. This intersection is so wounded, and the fact that he's outside of sector makes him move very slow as well. Another incinerate is thrown. Now they're in sector. The Brand carrier has plenty of health and gains some great damage around that G43 squad. That G43 squad just needs to fall back. Got Volksgrenadiers advancing as well. And that's going to be some great damage coming out by the Brand carrier. Does get singed a little bit there as re-advancing this intersection, but does force go back up to that heavy cover there. Friend carriers received quite a bit of fire there. It does use the repair ability once again. And we have a lieutenant here that will greatly help out these forces. The Volksrangers do fall back. Over here we've got the officer and Bren gun advancing.
Supply lines are broken.
And this French Grenadier squad needs to fall back. They do fall back there as well, going for casualty clearization. Luckily with the extra munitions they are claiming, that will of course give them some much needed health.
Just point us at Jerry. German forces are trying to secure one of our sectors.
Fuel depot capture complete, sir.
The VP is being captured up
Jerry's
by
cut forward
the
supply lines.
Schimwagen. The Bren carriers are coming to respond to it. Of course, it's an unarmed unarmed unit versus a unit that has a medium machine gun and a light machine gun. Or, of course, an automatic rifle, really. And there goes the Schimwagen now.
Enemy vehicle has been knocked out.
Intersection trying to engage these Volksrangers, but there's 3 squads of Volksrangers. The Scope Rifle squad does need to fall back. They do fall back. And now we've got the Bren guns behind some heavy cover there. It's a good firing point for them. We also got a lieutenant in the region here to support them as well, so we'll need to force them back relatively soon. And now the intersection is falling on back. B-43 is trying to engage. There's 2 inspired intersections here. Panzer squad is also here. He's perhaps eyeing for a senior grenade. So grenade is thrown from the Panzer squad. He does avoid it as he runs through it. Oops, and there goes the camera going crazy. B-43 squads are advancing in case of it hits there onto those intersections. We've got the Bren carrier also advancing as well. Another command truck or infantry support truck being deployed on out.
Drink it up, lads. This is what we came for. Pat yourselves on the back. You hear that, gobshite? He's gonna get us all killed.
Pioneers receiving quite a bit of fire right there, and they do fall back.
Establish a base here, lads.
Ready to fill the day.
Let's see, looks like it's set on up inside the base command sector. It's not on a resource point.
The initiative
You
is
need to get
ours.
right here for a
Victory
resource
countdown
point.
started.
I hate the piano. My grandmother used to. Ready for action, Captain. Major doesn't have a clue, does he?
Regular Grenadiers being pushed out on the field. Fresh Grenadiers, they do have 1 level of veterancy here. Flaming Pioneers also here to support as well, but that's a lot of forces here. These Pioneers are receiving quite a bit of fire there. These Volks Grenadiers are also massing on forward as well. It's got a big blob charging on forward. Now's the time for some stun grenades if he ever has them. Flamer Pioneers getting some great damage in the mix as well. Knocking around these forces. Does get the rogue charge there and does fall back now. And it sounds like he has selected Royal Artillery now. We've got these Grenadiers have moving their way forward. Let's switch over to the other Brit. Unknown doctrine selected, but there is a doctrine selected. For the Panzer League player, looks like there's no doctrine selected just yet. And for the Wehrmacht player, same things there as well. So both the Brits have selected a doctrine. I'm not sure what the other Brit has actually selected. Could be Royal Artillery as well. Panzer does connect, killing off that Bren carrier. You see a 25 pounder for him. Yep, I think it's Royal Artillery as well. It's not Royal Engineers. And I don't think it's come out as well, so I think it's Royal Artillery. Pioneers are avoiding that barrage. And now got the scout car deployed on out on the field.
We are losing a strategic sector.
And the casualty clearing station has been built. No medics being utilized. He has plenty of missions. There's the medics. A little bit too late for that. Now he has to sort of sit around and wait for him to get healed up. Doesn't take too long, but a little bit poor micromanagement. Captain catch with the central VP, scope rifles, triple scope rifles making their way forward now. Panzer Grenadiers, of course, need to fall back, sustain a bit too much damage there. I hear a landmine. Yep, landmine right there. I'm gonna try to focus down some of this wire with the Piets. The Piets are within the minimum range, so they're just running towards it. It is not going well for them.
300 points.
223 was spotted there. Does fall back severely wounded by the scope rifle fire. And got these Panzer Grenadiers are falling back as well. Could see you deployed as an marksman.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
And looks like the Panzer Grenadier squad will manage to escape on out of there. Patrick does, of course, roll a miss. This one will need to fall back, so down to one last member. And Blue's trying to go for a city grenade and gets wiped out doing so. We also got 4-man squad upgrades for this Panzer League player. And this guy may get wiped out. These guys are just going streaming one by one in open ground, which is not great. Flamer Pioneers are advancing, trying to get some good damage to there. And the Flamer Pioneers will get some good damage there. It does use the deploy designated marksman there to finish off one of those Flamer Pioneers. The other one will get gunned down. That's a bit of a loss for the Panzer Elite player, or not Panzer Elite player, Wehrmacht player. Half-track being deployed on out. Has 3 squads of Volksgrenadiers, 2 squads of regular Grenadiers. Now these forces making their way forward over here. We got a Staghound being upgraded to 50 cal now.
Artillery.
Yep, and they both have gone for artillery. The Panzer League player looks like he has not selected the doctrine just yet. Nor has the Wehrmacht player. He does have 1 Pioneer not loading the back of the half-track. Half-track's back advancing. We may see the Staghound engaging, but these forces are advancing as well. As the Volksgrenadiers are fighting from light cover there, but getting ripped apart, just too much fire rate here. They need to fall back. And looks like this one may get wiped out. Does have efficiency 2 there, very nice, and one of the Volksgrenadiers does get wiped out. This one still seems to fire there. Oh yeah, have I cast this replay? I may have cast this replay. If I remember correctly, he gets inside the garrison, which will vent him from fire and gets anything here, because these are not windows, they're doors, so they can't fire out of them. So yep, I may have actually cast this replay already. Oops. And this is why you need not to put the guys right there. Only 1 Patrick's firing. He does take up the casualty clearing station here, but now got all these forces here. We're not going to receive any fire because they're on the now they're fighting against doors and not windows. Staghound's receiving some fire as well, but 1 Patrick's not really easy to take out a Staghound. These forces need to retreat back immediately, or perhaps load inside the half track and drive out of there. But looks like these Grenadiers going to be They do get inside the half track there. They're going to need to drive out of there, but the half track's not moving. The Staghound's getting tied up on terrain there. He's to roll a miss there. And this is tied up on terrain himself. Does hop out there as well. Does go and retreat back. And the half track will get gunned down. One of the Grenadiers do go down, dropping a pan track right there. This guy may be wiped on the retreat path. There could be a landmine on the retreat, or a designated marksman. Intersections. Does manage to fall out of there. Looks like these guys are sprinting their way forward. Tutsu's in there heading up north as well. Staghound advancing. We may see a pair of Panzerfaust here. The Cromwell gets a good hit there as the Staghound's getting some good kills on the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers are falling on back. And up north, we do got these going to be forcing back that Panzer Grenadier squad. That Panzer Grenadier can't stay around for too long. After capture the point there, this Captain Coh1 receiving fire from that one garrison. The Captain may actually go down there to that far garrison. This one does fall back. Captain catches a Panzer Shrek. And incendiary grenade was thrown there, burning the lieutenant. Does take out the Panzer Grenadier right there. The lieutenant needs to make sure he stays back a little bit, or he may get gunned down as well. Cromwell and Staghound advancing gets good damage in. And now we do got a half track loaded up with some more regular Grenadiers with Panzer Shreks. And looks like the Tank Buster squad will fall back.
Hey, another replacement. Ready for duty.
And we've got a pair of kangaroos here.
They're firing on us.
They do get a nice, they immediately get gunned up by the Vickers replacement because they're running around everywhere. One of these Volksgrenadiers or regular Grenadier squads make it suppressed. No, they do not. Kangaroo is not coming to advance, trying to get some hits there onto the half track. And does get some crushes there. Kangaroos are receiving quite a bit of fire there. He should say anything. He was playing this very horribly. Grenadiers do get wiped on out there. Staghound and Cromwell's in the middle of the map, not doing a whole lot. We got a Panzer Shrek squad up north, or in the middle. Does manage to obtain a Panzer Shrek there, very nice. Over here, Hetzer finding some shots there onto the Cromwell. Looks like the Cromwell is slowly winning the fight, but we got repairs on the Hetzer now. Cromwell gets another pen there, so does the Hetzer. As the Kangaroos are starting advancing right there, Pioneer does go down to the Kangaroos. Cromwell's slowly losing out thanks to the repairs, and now here comes the Kangaroos. Hits do connect with the AT Hetzer. And there goes the AT Hetzer now. Does go down, and now these Kangaroos should be able to make an advance and help clean up the rest of this area. And one that has backed out of the game now. Grenadiers game ripped apart right there. The other guy has backed on out, and that's going to be the end of the replay. And that's the end of replay. This is Andrew saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Though in actuality, I'm probably going to have to take a break from streaming. I need to get some food in me and perhaps get perked up a little bit. I'm a little bit tired right now. I'm probably going to restart the stream in a couple hours, so please do stay tuned. Enjoy.